I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Bigger they are, harder they fall.
We return to the dark. After the last session, where you saw the aftermath of an encounter with Mogi and a draconian professor from the Keter Assembly, bisected. In only 4 hours inside the city, the party has already encountered, including Moki's brawl, 3 battles. The bandits, Moki, and the followers of a demon lord, a faceless sphinx, Ereshkigal, and a seemingly neutral cult dedicated to ancient histories, relics, and secrets. But as Sebastian fired magic into one of the load-bearing pillars on the, I'm going to get this right, the western side of the tabernacle, causing the large central taller beam of the second floor and further floors to buckle and tilt westward. The sounds of cracking and splitting, fissuring stone around you is growing louder. The small quakes are kind of still echoing muffled, but are growing louder as you are on the first floor. Very, very faint amounts of dust sifts from the roof. And as all of you gather around a woman near Wayne, I know him. I've never seen him like this before. How could being free possibly be more of a curse than... Oh, seriously, Mogi, this is the only one who really remembers all of the tortures and criminal punishments you received here. They are... How long has he been in the city? You hear earth, stone shaking around you. As you are standing around the curtain that Moki had ripped, eaten, and then ripped out of himself, you stand around slowly crumbling picture frame murals on the wall of different illustrations, and in the center of this central chamber, a small pool, now filling with blood from a guard and a priest, a cultist. Jonathan, you were with them. You are all standing around the kind of general area of the pool, surrounded by the corpses. And Oscar had just handed you an interesting totem. You're pretty sure it is to your god, Farina, but the spelling of Farina is in a different dialect. It's Isaurian. So you don't actually understand what it means, but you're pretty sure it's Farina or it's something with a bunch of PHs. And interestingly, it's got some sort of like inbuilt bladed extrusion point at the base, like a priest's.
I found these on a lady, and I hand her like a small belt of a couple dozen potions and like poisons, and then also this belt. It should make you faster, improve your reflexes. Are you able to wear it?
Sure.
Okay.
Oscar.
Yes. And that's right.
I'm going to have to see that body, that lady's body. I believe that lady could possibly be still alive.
Well, she's been bisected. But her body was upstairs. Quickly run up.
Okay.
Lead the way.
Alright, so you, as a horse body, are not going to fit up these kind of thin spiral staircase. But you look like a cloaked, kind of small-sized creature with a cap.
The stairs are too long.
You can slowly climb up, but as you kind of get to a medium precipice, Oscar has already been able to bring the body forward, if that's what you wanted to do, bring it down the stairs. As Jonathan is halfway up the stairs, you are watching the wooden panels, the railings, kind of like bow outwards, as you are visibly seeing the roof kind of like buckle downwards a small amount, and the wooden pillar which holds the staircase you're kind of next to and just on is beginning to kind of buckle with a large amount of stone force above it, crushing wood. This place has minutes, maybe, before it will collapse inwards.
Alright, so you don't have much time.
What do you try? You just grab the body?
Grab it. What do you want with it?
Well, first off, it will detection finding something no matter what. Alright, Jonathan will get the little blade, press the button, and you'll cut off her clothes to see if there's any tattoos or symbols or any surgeries that happened up to her.
Yeah, you see what looks like surgeries. You are pretty sure that some of these are like incision marks, potentially from the clothing of this attire looks to be almost like a doctor or an alchemist or something of that kind. The symbols are very weird, like you see like a kind of like a crescent ring, like a moon, but it's not fully formed and is definitely tattooed on her arm. So it kind of looks like the bare amounts of the moon's outer ring. You see
I've sent the potions and poisons to you.
You see a lot of almost like ingredient tattoos that are imprinted onto her skin that are almost like alchemical recipes that she's put onto her body, and they are very they are based on human punishment. The facilities of what the ingredients brew are it's poison making, basically grafted onto her skin.
I found her.
Good shit. We'll check all the bodies for like signifying. I'm gonna start pulling up my book. In case they're cultists. As he starts writing down what is saying on the body.
Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, very little of that. These are basically, tattoos of really, really old.
Like, is the tattoo like protruding a bit? Like, is it like a shitty ink? Or is it like faded and more in the skin?
This definitely seems faded. This seems like the tattoos are older. The one that is protruding slightly, it's not puffy or anything.
What I'm asking is if I could put paper onto it and just like shade it with some ink to just get like a good copy.
You could do the weird crescent shape on her skin, which seems kind of like the newest one. The ingredient tattoos do seem the oldest. I mean, you're pulling the body out regardless. And Jonathan, you're able to probably raise most of the creatures in this room, return their limbs to a state that looks normal. Most of them are missing jaws and pieces like that, but you can illusion that stuff back to functionality. You can be moving these, what is close to 9 now gathered bodies. One is a machine, so you obviously can't work that, but yeah. So 8 bodies that are leaking blood onto the tiles of this floor. Now, this room that will probably soon be buried, so it's up to you if you want to take the evidence away. But you, as you have just pulled apart one body, you are watching like stone fissures on the wall open up like eyes without this central socket. You're just seeing black void of stone opening up on the walls. Fissures, more stone dusts coming from the ceiling.
Yes. Oscar,
Motions on the floor.
her head. I can talk to her when she's dead, passed up.
It should be there.
The only question is, should I dig the bodies of these priests and let them rest?
One of them just like half in the water. There's also a guard that definitely looked to be not blue office attire. So you're lucky that no one in this room actually appeared to be guard officials that jurisdictions over there.
Someone's got Moki's body.
I can't, but do you have a card or something? You hear from the black-haired girl in the corner of the room. It's kind of very dark brown, but basically black hair.
Who is she?
Seems like
I was the one that woman held hostage and was testing her poison on me.
she mentioned that she was on that freed Moki.
Jonathan will jump off the stairs because he realizes this isn't working. He fucking how far does it take? Drop.
It's okay. You don't take any fall damage. You didn't get up enough stairs for it to be bad, but you do feel the wood splinter as you try to jump off stairs.
Kneel down and just decapitate the body.
Okay.
You need it.
He gets
The body's now in 3 sections. The middle half was bisected, the chest, the legs, and now the head. You take the head.
Jonathan will then attach her hair to his belt as he will start casting Raise Lesser Dead on 3 of the bodies. How many zombies do I need to lift?
There's 8 corpses in total, and then now you've taken 1 head, so there's 7 corpses.
So I only raise Lesser Dead, meaning I can only raise 1 corpse per 6 seconds. I can't raise them all.
You could have a minute in here, or just under a minute here to raise them all. But
So the question is, how many bodies do I have to lift up? Okay.
probably all of them.
8 bodies to lift Mercury.
I'm going to give you the strength of these cultists, but unless your
zombies have...
they have their own strength, right? So
What's
you can, I'm going to say if they're not higher than a 16 strength, you can like 5 with the 16 strength could easily lift me.
I'm pretty close to being able to drag Moki back to their car.
You hear somebody say, we have a cart. He's actually half the way out the door at the furthest end, yelling to you as kind of like an outer watch patrol. There's no one coming just yet, but we need to move fast. Should I get the resources? Should I get the cart? We don't have a horse. We can't move the cart with the wagon with armor in it. What are we going to do?
Jonathan will raise the priests' bodies only. How many priests are there? We would like to take them out.
There's 4 priests.
Double check this.
4 priests. Some of them look to be just regular priest hands. That are the other 3.
They get +2 strength to becoming a zombie, so it's
+2 strength. Okay.
So normal priests just get +2. That is not strong.
We got this. Okay, well, there's 2 different types, but let me just double check that they're not the exact same strength.
One second, die.
Okay. Hit die for which one? The hands or the priests? Just the priests.
The priests.
The 4 priests have hit dice of 3,
Okay, cool.
and they have a strength of 10 and dexterity of 13. And constitution of 12, which doesn't matter.
So if you raise 3, I can drag as well.
One of them can drag 650 pounds.
No, actually, never mind.
With a 12 strength,
12 strength.
plus 2, so 14.
14 strength they have.
Oh, 14 strength?
Yeah, they're not that strong.
They can drag 875 pounds.
Very good.
So some of them have their limbs blown off. Jonathan, does your magic working in extra time now? And you've raised 4 in under a minute. Are you able to restore limbs that are blown off?
So unfortunately, I did not take Restore Corpse. However, I will use Sculpt Corpse
Okay, cool.
to sculpt their bodies to make their little bit of their excess flesh that they don't eat in their torso to put into their arms.
Fit to fix the mold where they've been broken.
Yeah, I'm taking some of their body to move it somewhere else. So they look a bit
A little bit better. Thinner and less proportionate sometimes.
up against the nub.
Okay, cool. I'm going to say only one of them really looks that weird, but a lot of them you've had to kind of like put both halves side by side just so that they can fuse back together and raise. You effectively bring back 4. One of them you didn't even raise was a guard who probably had better strength that was in the pool, but you raised the 4 priests, the 3 bodies that are left, the guard and the 2 hands, and then the half split apart corpse. They start to drag the bodies.
If you're asking why I did not revive the card, I do not raise the unsent. Let's go.
Straight on, very nice. Alright, so you're going to use these undead to bring Moki, drag him across and out of the tabernacle. from the side on, each of them grab a leg and just start pulling. Moki is kind of fragmenting. You are hearing words muffled of a voice that is soft and reminiscent. It's almost angelic to you. It's comforting. It's different from the voice that you heard when Cicero was talking to you, but it allows you to kind of doze back into a somewhat blissful state because you're hearing another feminine voice that brings you comfort. And not your wife's either. Look, you strike out the direction, I'm going to guess, to a direction in the, if the tower is tilting west, you and the cart in the train you've been doing has been in the northeastern direction. You exit the eastern door, one of the doors that you haven't been out before, and you move towards the cart with all the armor. Is that the goal?
Everyone just see, a zombie pulling the street.
Yes.
He is just skulls corpses, so they are a little bit more...
And priest robes.
They are bloody priest robes.
The moment I get merged out the door of the classroom building,
Yeah?
Jonathan will order the zombies to walk back in.
Okay.
You get classed on.
Okay. So they just basically walk into the front entryway where there's a 5 foot wide gap where you can just drag him out and he'll be out in the open. So he's not in perfect line of sight. He's not just some lost body that's just purely unconscious in the open.
He's on the cart. No?
Not on the cart. The cart would be outside.
The cart's not far away.
Within about 100, 200 feet.
Yeah.
So it's in the angle of where I'm guessing you drag Moki towards. Okay. Cicero.
There's a plan here, Austria. Tell me we didn't just annihilate a main temple in a city that we're supposed to be getting help from the officials from.
You can collect scraps of paper. There's dozens of different symbols on their bodies. Most of them are to various different gods and faiths. None of them are dark in connotations, but a lot of them have an interesting. It's like a broken crescent symbol on their arm. Like it has the ring, and then it has kind of like a little bit extra, but that's not a part of the main crescent. And it looks kind of like a side part.
It's significant anyway.
Not too sick. So it is. They all kind of. Most of them have it. At least 6 out of the 7 do.
Maybe that was in the same as rational. It's a diametric opposite, a partner of SEFIRAHS, an aspect of law. It's a seraphim that took a bad turn.
You just woke up an evil version of the Sever.
No, I didn't wake up. They did. It was housing there, waiting for a moment.
You're waiting for you to show up.
I don't believe so.
Tell me you can prove this or something.
I might be able to. But I think for now we need to get off the streets, get somewhere quiet. We need to fix Moki. There's a high priest somewhere. If we get back to Kings Bay, the priest of Hansford should be able to help. Otherwise, the high priest here, maybe.
I have someone who might be able to help if you see. Sebastian is guarding the far opposite door, so the black-haired girl that is with you looks kind of like in her mid-20s. There's half-elven features. But you've got to try washing some of the blood off your bodies. And she looks at the bloody pool in the center that now small rocks are kind of falling into. You use that to the best of your ability. I mean, sure, it's tears of a god or something, but just do it. Getting out in public,
Don't worry. I am unused to this healing.
and you
As Jonathan will move his hand over as the blood starts to congeal and starts to grow into a mist. It's resuscitation.
kind of spiral blood off of the people.
As it bursts, cleans it all up.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, look, if we can put Moki on a cart and put a tarp over him, that might help us the best.
Sebastian, are you able to stick around?
Yes, of course.
When Moki and all of us are off the street, can I get you to destroy the rest? Get the structural beams.
Yes, of course. Yes, this place will come down anyway, but maybe we can reduce some of the damage to the outside buildings. If I destroy 2 of the low-bearing pillars, it should fall straight down.
I can look like it was a fault. Faulty structure and I moved it here.
I'm going to give one last order to the priest outside. Give me a moment. I need to destroy that artifact or at least damage it somewhat. Hopefully the building collapse can be fully destroyed.
So Jonathan will just go inside and say, zombies attack. There's
Cool.
something.
They jump on the kind of central orb, murky orb in the center that's being held up by like a silver twine that looks kind of like a root.
Well, there's probably just finding it. Damage it, but what's the hardness?
35. It was a 15 hardness.
They could damage it with a crit, but I'm not going to bother rolling.
You're making sure that they're making the structure somewhat vulnerable. I think it was actually a 10 tops, but
I'll make a damage it.
you see Neil Wayne grab one of the red curtains that Monkey has ripped slightly, and she rips it off the curtains stage, walks it to the back where Monkey is, and basically covers his body in it, just in the kind of not blood-stained red curtain. There's fragments of blood, but Monkey was right beside it, ripping his own skin off.
Wait, stop. Stop his chest. I'm gonna go to his, whatever they're fucking called, your little strength-enhancing shoulder thingies. Yeah. Try to find a way to release them. Oh, no background. He said his mind's taken over by an evil demigod. Let's take all of his shit off him so he's a little less dangerous at the very least. That's my point.
The sword takes probably Oscar and Cicero to actually rip it out of the skin where it is attached to. I mean, it's not even like it's sheathed, but then the part of it that's kind of like just touching his flesh on the side actually has, you don't realize it tilts to like the sewn the skin to the weapon.
He has a harness of strength, you're saying?
Yes. And blood begins to pool out of Monkey.
So that like flips, buckles.
It's like that current barbarian thing.
Yeah, it's like
It's actually the
what are they called? Yeah, buckles.
You call it back. You want to take him out?
I'll take his axe.
We'll take off. Yeah,
Just to
Okay.
to take him
Take the ring prevention and on that as well. Every 30 items.
yeah. The other 16,000 tons of
But
equipment.
you're taking take magic gets aura.
I'll pull the cords off and I'll throw them over. I'll strip pull those on.
Can you detect the
Do you have any magic
alignment?
Also, detect magic.
Okay. Double check something. Double check this. Oh, come on. They use it so far.
I think with that harness, we should be able to move it a little bit easier. I will call a cart here.
You see weak necromancy on the weapon. But it's certainly your kind of awareness enhanced by the moments that have just come. You are aware that it is certainly rooted in a kind of evil beginning.
I'll switch to detect evil.
Okay. You feel in this room the kind of orb does not have an interesting, like the zombies are grabbing onto it, connecting to the evil aura. Evil energy emitting faintly from the weapon, like it is a
Why is Monkey holding an evil weapon?
He's had it as long as I can remember.
So you're out there sitting around on an undead corpse like 2 months ago.
you watch as they had pulled it off Moki. There was seemingly like teeth made of the stone of the axe that seemingly just kind of like shrunk back in, like teeth emerging from stone.
I can just try and follow it and fall down.
I would like to suggest we leave it inside. We can find another weapon.
And any of the blood that he had been, like, rending and ripping has not covered this weapon, or seemingly the weapon has been absorbing said blood.
No, we'll take it with us. I haven't done it before. So there's any money anyway.
This is a weapon that's tried to stitch itself to his skin.
Okay. With some good old line pals in Kings Bay.
Sebastian runs to Murphy's side where you guys all are. Okay. I think there was the humans that were strong coming there about 500 feet away. They are still unsure of entering the premises. I think they are trying to rally troops on the western side. If we exit the eastern side, we should be good for cover, I think.
How can you prove this is what was here?
What happened?
Please tell me you have a plan other than just that winning smile.
Doesn't matter.
Well, that's always
It really does matter. We're gonna get arrested for property damage at the very least.
I think we'll deal with it.
I think we'll be brought in prison or be executed or
Get off
something.
the street. We can take the time later.
We don't know where anything is in the city.
My mother, she wasn't born in the city, but she was forced to move here. She was exiled from Babylon. Honestly, I don't know any of you. I knew him. I helped him escape the underbellies of this city. Jesus, was it only 10 weeks ago?
Yeah, kind of a regular asking. Let's just leave us where you're going.
Oh, yes. My mother, she works at an inn. It's pretty close to. I don't know, doesn't matter. The inn has nothing. What is the structure on either side is important. It is in between.
How far away is it?
About 7-8 blocks away from here. We would be walking north towards the Kaluta Assembly, where the education center is, but it is right behind the casino, the Golden Ring. I believe she.
28, 28.
I believe she knows us. A way out of the city that is used by the miners. If that is what you're looking for, an immediate exit, there's probably a way for us to leave through the mining routes underground.
So we will run with and council.
Okay. You,
Well, we did.
how many hours? How many minutes?
2 and a bit from now. Apparently.
Honestly, can we just, as she looks towards Sebastian, in this city, what you just did is a real crime. And unless there's strong evidence that the tabernacle was corrupt from the inside, you guys really don't need the lightning man, and he's old and needs to take a step down from his
Don't worry about
equipment.
this. What?
Sebastian, he'll be hung for destroying that's by law. Destroying a temple in public, and
You were found with us. You're as guilty as well.
I'm not the one who has the, what did you call it, the blueprints to your lightning equipment? What?
They don't know that.
I mean, the traces of that burning smell that comes from lightning, it's all through here. They would know something is wrong.
That is true. However, they're first going to suspect the undead. Maybe we can pin it on another curse.
Here's Sebastian said, "Oh, she's right. I'm rather incapable of my brain of thought we were in the right by destroying those murals inside. But they're sacred, and I'm not sure if I was right or I'm just a hypocrite."
Also, don't worry too much. Depending on their investigations, they will find out more about something unnatural about the cult after its exposure. knowing it more. Especially since there's a lady. We'll find out more about something unnatural about the cult out there is knowing it more. Especially since there's a lady without a head with markings of an unknown culture.
We should move. There's nothing in this temple before that was incriminating. Sure, they can look, but it's not like they were careless.
That's why I incriminated them myself. And that's cool.
Okay. You exit, and you have to make a quick dash to the cart. Who is going to wheel the cart with you?
Well, the car was Jonathan Cole. When they were talking, Jonathan Cole is zombie to pull the cart over.
Okay. That cart is like halfway to you because of all that weight.
Yeah.
The zombie is...
Definitely not strong enough, but
It was considered a small-sized creature with now +2 strength, so it's got about a 10 strength.
good.
or an 11 strength, so it's chugging along.
It's undead, so it doesn't care.
Yeah, it does not care. So you bridge the gap. You've got about 50 feet to move Moki. You use Oscar, and I'm going to say the undead that's still in a proper looking form. Neowayne tries, the girl that you're with tries to lift the body, but is remarkably weak. Can't even carry a long leg.
Leeway. Does somebody want to wear this harness so it can make it easier?
Yes, that's my name. We should discuss who we are later. I need to learn about what happened to this Moki.
Oh no, please tell me your name. It is very important.
It's an elven name, and it doesn't really Neowayne.
Oh, I met many others in my time. I am Jonathan.
Great. Cool.
Pulling the car now?
Do this. What?
Is Monkey pulling the car now?
You're putting him on top of the armor that's still in the cart. You removed nearly 2,000 gold worth of armor out of the 20,000, so there's 4,100. You removed 4,100.
There's another quarter.
So nearly a quarter. So putting Moki on, like, that one undead is not going to be able to carry this cart.
With his new strength, he can lift me off the ground.
But Oscar can basically tow the cart from the back, jump starting an old car. You try to look down the street away from the tabernacle from a certain direction. Do you request Sebastian to?
Sebastian, I'll get you to destroy the beams, and then find your way to an alley, find your way to us.
Should I leave my equipment in the
If you need to, otherwise it's yours. It's your choice.
It's incriminating evidence. The girl said I
would recommend to keep your equipment.
Oh, fine. As you turn around, you ask, Oscar is starting to wheel the cart with his hands. You're heading towards what Oscar is aware of is called the iron markets, where most of the material brought into the city is then sold. And so you're heading in that direction. You know that there's a plaza on the end of the Invention Avenue, which then opens up into the iron markets. She's obviously talking about well past that. So you're about to walk a large red curtain covering a cart. Luckily, you've tucked it in enough. The inside is concealed. It does look, on even slightly close inspection, like you're covering up a horse body.
Fair enough.
Plus a few more spikes.
My cart of armor and horse corpse.
Behind you. And then echoes of crumbling. And in a city street that is not happy with that. The people are looking. Oh yes, I've actually put the mic too far up on it. That's what I've done. I'll put it back in.
That information that you told me last time, do I have that yet? Not yet.
The initial spark of information, as you are starting to wheel the cart, you feel like the wind kind of stop. There's a kind of a dull moment where there's kind of this calmness in the street, despite the sound of a building breaking behind you. And then there is this very fast-moving shadow of like a 4-story structure shadowed over the city. moving relatively fast. There's no wind in that instant moment where you see the light kind of cut out above you and something just moves, arcs over you and arc over the city towards the mountains to your east where you have not been looking. You've been looking westward. Sorry, you've been looking eastward. This thing is moving from east to west over the city. Oscar, you look up and you see the shadowed plates of golden armor. This is her giant form, likely used to move very quickly between continents. She's easily bigger than a 4-story building in all dimensions. You know, she does not stay in that form to talk to people, but
I'm gonna dive for cover.
As you dive for cover, you also see, everyone, Sebastian, the girl, everyone looks up, that shadow moves over, their eyes kind of get wider and wider as they look and follow the trajectory as it kind of breaches the mountain, goes over the arbor spires, which are clearly 200-foot tall spires, goes over those and then kind of disappears past the mountain wall. Everyone, you suddenly hear distant echoes of shouting in the city, not crying, just shouting, alarmed shouting, no bells. And Oscar had looked up, and there was a moment where you saw on that armor, that shadowed adorned armor, there are gemstones, big, black, almost opal like gems, and even you making contact with that visually from hundreds and hundreds of feet away, there is a connection and a sense of immediate awareness, a law that likely she is able to register all the kind of transparency of locations that she has.
Onyxes? Black gemstones?
It's way too hard to see, but yeah.
Visibly,
they are as a gemstone in her enlarged form. They are each is a gemstone as large as the cart that you're currently pushing. It's raise her. You hear those words funnel into your mind. You're in the middle of pushing, so you looking up is only a glance, and then you see that there's as the light illuminates its distant form, the only real color you see on its whole body is the very edges of light touching black wings that show that little faint purple. And you guys break into a market area where there are dozens of people all doing what Cicero's done, half a block back. I think Cicero's probably still recovering, but didn't seem like the group stopped. And as you enter the iron markets ahead, you are hearing crowds of people, muffled whispers and quiet, warned murmurs and.
Someone doing busk.
Yep. There are people that were just busking and have all kind of stopped. No one is giving coins anymore. Everyone is looking, trying to now exit the street which you're just entering to see further through the city what had just passed the upper spires to the west.
Yes, since we're going one direction, I assume that there'll be occasionally very few going with us, just generally.
The streets have kind of stopped moving when this structure flew above the city. This is equivalently like a dragon flying above the city. You're immensely surprised alarm bells aren't going ringing in the city like you saw in King's Bay.
Jonathan will go up to just one of them when he's walking past and go, "Excuse me, do you know what this is?"
What do you know? Oh, you mean the thing that flew above us?
Yes, that is wrong to know. Is this a normal occurrence? No. Alright. It's chill, I respect it.
And you hear
the temple got destroyed because that creature fell on the top of it.
The little, a grandson who walks up behind the old man, and you see, it's we hear stories about the protectors coming to save us all the time. It just never happens. I'm sure that's what it is. Come on, Grandpa. I think I pissed myself.
Take your meds, Grandpa.
Relocation doesn't exist, right?
That was inspiration.
money.
Yeah, you are. You're just hiding on the looking around.
But I died through a window.
What?
You hit a window and shut it. Just bounced off.
Deadly ball under a car.
Yeah, exactly. He's 2 blocks back with the
Smash my
barrel.
nose against the fucking window pane and break it. And somewhere on the floor.
Your elf, you weigh like 2 pounds.
He's got 1 blood streak when he does.
So my bones are made of sandpaper too.
Like nothing.
Just elastic.
I go to the car, look under.
There you go. No. If they're under attack, they should get in like a tavern or something. What the fuck is an innsbruck?
Sephira, I'm affiliated with.
You can see Cicero had clearly jumped through.
Oh god, that's worse.
Had jumped through wooden palings and had hit iron bars that are behind the wooden shutters.
I need to get out of there.
His nose was indented, but probably not broken. Probably. Just slowly.
It's going on.
Well, that's nice.
Says to go west.
What?
To the fissure.
What?
It's telling me to go west. To the fissure.
What the hell are you talking?
I just got told by Sephira to head west. That's slightly important.
Is the city about to be destroyed?
I think. I don't know about the city, but I know that if this demon lord gets any more powerful, then potentially more than just this city will be destroyed.
Okay. Where do you think, Marky? What the hell is west? You think it's so important?
I don't know. She said head to the fissure west.
Okay, well, I don't know what that is. Where do you think, Marky? I think I like the King's Fire.
Do you know what Norgabor is?
I know what Norgabor is. Norgabor there.
Do you have religion proficiencies? Of course. Well, you can make a roll. The DC of this will be 25.
Okay, I can't take it. No. So you're a block away, right?
He's like a puff of one back.
I'm the one pushing the car.
So,
The car has now stopped.
they don't work then.
Apparently he's going to try and bring back Moldova, whoever that is. No. One, she mentioned a banished god. So I think this is big. I get that we need to bring Monkey back.
And you do.
No, I really don't think you do realize that. I got 24. Guidance. Yeah. Guidance plus 1, that's 25. Let's go. Still in.
You will know a small thing. That is all. It is a name with strong relations to a bunch of different cults, but all believed to be like a weird, ambiguous god of probably multiple, just a god of cults, maybe. Which is really complicated. You don't understand the context. You're like, your understanding of it was maybe that this one god had 4 or 5 different cults all worshipping different things that somehow all gave power to the same being. But this was 1,000 years ago. That's your memory.
She mentioned all of us heading there.
Can we finish this discussion later when we're not in the middle of a street?
Sure, because time is not a worry. That's not.
No, Oscar, time is not a worry for me.
Clearly.
Well, you take Oscar's hand He helps you up. You get to the surface. You get through the iron markets where people are still, despite, don't worry about the omens, 30% off. Or we are needing to clear the stock. And you hear the calls of people kind of now actually starting to sound a little bit more desperate, a little bit more unhinged, a little bit more confused. The growing confusion is starting to become more visible to you guys as you're like looking at locals that are coming to terms with something they can't or haven't had happen in their lifetime. You're pretty sure. You hear from the girl, that you're with. We have opposite my mother's building where she works. There is a mining facility which is run by the Blue Office. Now, if we can get into the building, I'm hoping with my mother's help, we can use the mining tunnels to leave the city. If you need to head west, I'm sure there's tunnels west. In terms of underground exits, there's not that many places to go from inside the city now.
Where's the closest temple? Nearby.
Behind us.
Not that long.
In past the Armor Spires.
Any worshippers of Hunspurs there?
Yeah, there were, yeah. Or that's, we'd be walking for 5 more hours.
Look around for Big Sphinx Lady.
Big Sphinx Lady. You scan the sea, like the horizon of the walls.
Sphinxy titties.
And you do not see. You're pretty sure you definitely saw her cross the towers. You watched her either cross between the kind of furthest northern mountain ridges and then kind of just disappeared. You didn't see it like stick around the mountains or anything like that. It kind of just like curved around the mountains and then would be visible if it was still flying, but you don't see it.
Alright, what's the demands?
The elf, he said you've got something you have to do in the city. Your meeting.
Doesn't matter.
Well, you could ask us for us to fix him. Earthwind's curse.
I do not talk to things first.
Then try.
Guns first. Free smoking. Wonderful.
It doesn't really seem like something worth following the instructions of. You said the place your mother works is in a Blue Office?
No, she works beside a Blue Office. She works in an inn. She's a cleaner. She can't get much work, but I've watched her for a while. I mean, she hasn't seen me in a long time, so because I've been, if she sees me, I'll just get you guys to just walk away and just fucking leave her alone because she won't stop talking.
Why were you kidding?
I have a lot of secrets I'm trying to unpack. This city has
Can I check?
Yeah, go for it.
Or the styles.
I shall as well.
What are you inciting?
I'm
Trying to take if what she says is a lie?
I'm seeing if she's holding any ulterior motives, hiding information, and not saying the full truth.
I'm gonna try to figure out if she sounded, or if she was feeling a bit guilty when she said those words.
Okay, wait, you want to text if she feels guilty about what she
When she said she had things to figure out, was there a hint of guilt behind her words?
Inside's perception in this game.
No, there's a sense motive.
Oh, it's my that's what it is. All right.
28 all the way. She's anxious about how
We dealt with the people.
well, I think that's
It's all the aftermath.
I think there's more anxiety.
Stabbed and blustered.
I have the idea that she walked through a room full of like 4 different bodies and then came downstairs to 7.
Watch the guy raised from the dead.
He did say raise them up, let them die on the collapsing tower.
No, Wayne is totally in shock. Sorry, no, Wayne is totally in shock.
You can't even do it.
Near Wayne.
Near Wayne.
Like
Near automata.
it's like Lil Wayne.
Every day.
You write the book.
I mean, look, the city has been under the better side of being improved constantly in the last 50 years with the whole technological advancements, given permission from the king. And I mean, the city was kind of small before that, if really more just like a large town, and now it is an environment designed to support and supplant technology.
Why did you bring Alki in the first place?
I used some of the abandoned old mine tunnels under which are now quarry tunnels, they've been filled in with the underwater natural waters of the mountain and streams that lead, I believe it was to Krula. And I got him on the boat.
But what does this have to do with you?
That was 10 weeks ago or 11 weeks ago. I used this temple to know what is truly corrupt in the city. The tabernacle was dedicated to unraveling secrets, riddles, truths. They helped me find details about the Lord Sergeant Thaddeus Norton. I mean, there's so many people in this city that are completely corrupt and don't want to see any civilians.
Are you a reporter?
No, I might be an independent
A journalist?
an investigator, but I have not really much skill other than that little. Well, I can be a little charming. That can be used against me, as you've just seen.
Ah, you're a courtier. I have met many of them.
I was once. Yes. My father banished me and my mother instead of killing us. He's a hire from Emerald.
You need to detect good on him. Is she ever good on Emma?
You really want to know this?
Somebody slept on this woman.
No one just helps people for no reason.
I want you to make a perception check. And also, is this how does your energy kind of like?
Let's see.
Does like she might not see it, but I think the group might from like an outside perspective. But she's locked in.
Perception is a 15.
Okay.
You just say Oscar's eyes, like as he blinks, slightly just sort of white out. But it seems like almost like a light takes over. And he sort of whispers something under his breath.
Yeah, you feel as you whisper under your breath, your breath is like caught, like air that can't escape. But when you finish the component, you detect, you try to reach out and detect her, and visibly you can see there is a kind of flash or very tiny, faint pulse from a ring on her finger, and you get bored from any awareness of what she is aligned to. And just because you had to take magics up before, you were able to tell she had some faint abjuration magic on her body. She was covering it up before. You saw it was clearly something on her hand, like a ring.
Why do you hide your alignments?
What?
Follow-up question.
The ring you bear.
She's like looking around to every corner street, still kind of slightly in the open. I didn't. Fine. She pulls the ring off. I stole this off the woman and like I could have it.
Chief?
And do you have to cast it again, or is it a one that stays up? You get a wash of neutrality, and and is kind of confronted with a kind of half evil side that you can see is clearly a neutral identity, traumatized to evil, and that evil is there, but you just don't know if she's pure.
A woeful or chaotic.
So it seems like she's like true neutral to neutral evil.
Leaking more to neutral evil. And that could just be because of the absurd situation that has occurred in front of her with cultists. She doesn't act evil, but it's hard to justify evil to a person who appears kind of surprisingly put together despite the punishment that she was undergoing.
You were right to bear that ring. I'll just keep pushing her.
She pushes the ring back on. I think even Oscar having the kind of most surprise is that there is also these kind of faint hordes of chaos that seem to also flick through. That seems to be like she is and was neutral, and then this kind of chaotic evil tenacity has kind of washed over her.
Okay, insight check Oscar to see what his face is doing, because I don't understand what he's doing. He's just standing there being quiet as his name is obviously on the trail.
Why don't you let me look at you?
Flashing.
You probably see like the first time he does it, he whispers, it goes white, and then it sort of like changes to red, changes to blue, changes to green, to white.
Someone's like, what the hell is going on? What are they doing?
Every change of it's more and more disgusting.
Oscar's face just gets more and more sour the more times it has to change.
How much?
I got 15.
Oh, he looks very, very up.
Okay, so let's go to
Yes, lead the way.
and as you are walking,
Actually, I have one more question for her.
as you're walking,
You said something about the underground tunnels.
yeah, there's a few things. The mines, then there's the abandoned mines. There's the
How far
underground.
do they go, and how mapped out are they?
Jesus, they're mapped out by probably some of the leading guilds of the, like when you walk into the facility, you're not seeing like a map on the table or anything like that. We're not going to be able to know where we're going exactly.
So the original designs are lost, or was it built on a lost city?
I believe most of them have been made in the last 30 years. Most of them. There are abandoned mines, which we are pretty sure came from when the town was founded. I don't know how long ago it was actually.
By what?
Oh, this was
What was here before?
I think only the people at Wakefield, they were the only town that was around before 13. These mountains weren't here 200 years ago. This whole kind of area has changed quite dramatically. I mean, as for Jonathan, you definitely noticed that there's a complete change in topography across the whole continent that you've been in so far.
These mountains are
But it's hard to tell.
That cloud wasn't there.
Oh my god. We lost. We were banished once. They won.
When the Crimson
Closer.
When the Crimson crater arrived and there was like a dust storm that lasted for a decade, I think that was what it was. The city was built as like a fort for the city during the humans' kind of reclamation after the meteor did.
His father was a tyrant.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. They shared a lot of those attributes of tyrannical rage when they were stuck underground, imprisoned for years and years. I only found them 3 years into their enslavement. I was allowed down because I was escorting a.
You seem to know a lot about this place.
I'm basically like trash on the street that people never cared to notice was seeing a few too many things.
Yes, I'll explain that. I was wondering if you know anybody that could get us to Kings Bay. We're in a rush. We don't know how to get there.
Holy shit. There are military expeditions that have already left the city, I believe. I mean, you could catch those. They would have horses spare.
Do you know any ferry circles or waggons that they can get there?
No.
Maybe a local hag.
I mean, there are mages here. All the spires should have at least one or two mages that can, pull magic that can teleport you. Yeah.
I think we should talk to the SEFIRAHS.
Yes. How much further is your place?
And a large hill in the city, you can see the grounds of the Clearwater College, which is at the kind of this base. It is a large palace-like tower, huge at the base, very decently thin at the top. Actually reminds us of its own tower.
Big tower.
But the kind of ground, the courtyard is mostly sparse. But to the left of that, maybe a block or two down, closer to the Arbor Spires, where the central wall bisects the city, you see an enormous golden ring hanging, dangling off a kind of metal ring. You kind of see what looks like a cylindrical structure that you can clearly see is glass pane around each front. Looks more like a spectacle piece than an actual functional warehouse or anything. Maybe a 60-foot tall structure that does dwarf 60 is wrong. Let's say about 80-foot tall structure that dwarfs most of the three-story buildings here. Not that much. You find an inn behind the casino, which I'm guessing is this kind of like slightly shabby, smaller, less wealthy establishment where people who around you look like they are, some of them do look kind of sloshed. They are walking into the kind of central first chamber. So this is the inn, kind of a long 60-foot wide building and only juts out 20 feet. We've got, actually, I'll just give you guys a stand here. I'll go see if one of the people inside the brick building there, she points to the building where you can see this blue flags that hang down the side, but symbols of mining equipment implanted on the wall. I can see if they will let us use their entryway. If not, I will have to probably bribe them. I'm taking your money, she says as she walks.
How much did she take? Like $10? Maybe explained it before.
I grab her by the throat and the back of her head and snap her neck.
It's simply just like a handful, like maybe 15 or 16 pieces. Like it's like a clinking in the hand. It's hot.
10,000 quid, 11,000 quid. It's pretty handy. That's $2 million. I'll take your voice around quite a lot. I can tell.
Jesus.
After she was also saying, Innsbruck's mentioned that she could make her body stronger to fight Rishkadal. Maybe that can reverse what's happening to Loki. If we can't find a priest in time, and if we cannot get to Kings Bay.
Innsbruck's?
Yes.
For some reason, it sounds like OMEN. Should I do a religion check to remember, or history check, however?
Double check.
You do remember there was some sort of divine being, as you understood it, a quasi-divine being, basically like a timeless being. There could have been a few. Your priesthood never actually understood them.
Is it still a timeless being?
You know that, because they were not continental, they were not creatures that went abroad until one of the first great wars that you had witnessed, the kind of one of the beginning ones. And there was, your awareness of her name was that she she had to leave the continent, which she clearly had to. So at one point she had to help your continent.
What was her reputation? I remember and personality-wise, did they
The people who understood what she was, there was a reverie, but to everyone else it was fear.
So was it more like loyalty? Was she a tyrant of fear? What was like the most famous personality trait that she
Reverie to people who knew what she was, which was that she was basically just a titan imbued with godly powers. You remember that she had to leave the continent before she could come back because her powers were being used to remove the power of dark gods from the continents.
was she known for being prideful?
Aspects of her morality is completely unknown to you. She was revered, and to the people, they wouldn't have ever conceived her as being
exposed for her or anything for such a famous being. People would say I would know, like maybe a fake story about her. No, I can make it up. You just some fanfic in your head.
Yeah, I told you a story that wasn't fake.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
But people always make lies, because always this Chinese whisper.
She really, Jesus God, she always can choose to be, I have no idea what, if anything more than that you would even know. She had a presence on every continent, but she wouldn't go to continents without a war from a god. That wouldn't, you know that she was like probably the most, available protector.
She was the speed vial one.
On as Jonathan, of course, you had wardens, and you never really had to worry about the protection on Adrian from the outside forces. But when outside forces had to come in, that was pretty well known, and it was only basically one time you were.
She was from multiple. She didn't choose one side, so she was like a neutral.
She did not side with any mortal war effort. She simply came in to instate a law that would prohibit Dark God's power from being executed on the continent.
So she'd be honorable.
I think so. I think so. But it's a very it's kind of God. It's kind of just like an amorphous quasi-deity.
That's a longer tangent for you to try to figure out an adjective to put at the start of her name.
I should not have called that one of that tangent too. Whatever. We get to Oscar is sitting beside Moki, and you can feel occasionally Moki's like back leg is twitching in the cart, so you kind of like put a hand on it so the back leg just doesn't even raise up. It doesn't become like a visible, still living dead horse.
Well, Sebastian, but you're just puzzled. I think that you are. I think you're becoming a danger to yourself. And you need to think of your actions, and you need somebody to take the card away and throw it to a bank so you never have to think about it again.
I did say I was willing to do the depositing of valuable resources on your behalf, but I'm currently I'm a bit shabby. I like just like park the cart and purchase the inn here and just rest a night and do the trade in the morning when things cool down. I'm not sure if we can hustle the same blacksmiths in this corner of the city again.
The cards will like it.
You see the girl exits from the brick building. We won't need to move the car at all. I don't know how. We've got a way into the mines.
We don't want to go into the mines. Why do you want to go into the mines?
Because it's a way out of the city.
We do not need to leave. We don't need to leave the city.
Okay, then what do you guys do?
Do they have any divination wizards or
We don't need to leave the city if we're going west.
We're not going west, so let's go give it up. How good are they at catching dragons? Do they have just people that can stare at the future and know our future possibilities?
They have an academy of magically adept people. They've only been studying divination magic for the last 50 years, so yes, that's something
not about the blue.
Blue office, no. That's no.
So they're not about crime investigations? Good. Okay, good. I'm not scared of them.
I'm not sure.
They're doing this, it's almost good.
Yeah, maybe probably no. Look, if we go down into the mines, we're not going to be able to bring. It's a 5 foot, 6 foot wide hole in the ground. We have to a bunch of stairs. We have to go down and look. It's easy.
I have literally no way of contacting Inspiris. Can I just try and pray to see if I can connect? Can I just get some information?
Or even
Natural 20.
Please don't tell me.
36.
The moment you close your eyes, even the attempt to connect, you immediately feel her seemingly change more transparency. You understood the moment that you saw her, you felt something inside, an awareness of connection between the two of you. So she clearly, at that moment, understood where you were in the city, and probably everyone else in the city, if she has the power, or if that's what you wanted. You think about her even for a moment, and suddenly there is an awareness of kind of like a vision. The 4 towers of the Arbor Spires, which are to the east of you. She's looking at them from high on the western mountains to your west. Past the Arbor Spires. So basically, visually from where she flew past, she kind of did a half U-turn and just landed on the spires west, and is kind of sitting there. You visually, the moment you try to connect with her for a second, you feel a presence like you were looking through her. It's just one eye, or it's just one visual retina that's kind of allowing you to see the side of a mountain wall, her form. Maybe it does look kind of smaller compared to when she was flying over you and she was like 4 buildings. But she's looking down at in that moment of awareness, you're pretty sure she's looking at you from thousands and thousands of feet west, just outside the city walls. I mean, the mines, you have no idea if that'll get you outside the city as close.
Do I get any idea, like, I don't know, she can hear my thoughts or something, but is there any idea that whatever power she will provide our bodies, will that be able to get Moki back to what he was?
Okay. So you create this prayer that's more like a conundrum to her in your brain. And you get back kind of just like very quiet. Oh dear.
Poor bit. Oh dear.
And then there's like a long absence of thought. That's of connections.
Oh dear. Our child was making his mind. No, I can't.
And then this, it's in person the voice is not really called dominating, but it is so kind of loud and voluminous. This is like a whisper. If it was a human-sized creature in your mind, there might be temporary measures stabilizing her.
Right. British. But I need to get to you.
Exit the city west.
We need to leave through the mines west.
Right. Okay, now we have to get Horse Body down that tall. Jeez.
I made contact with Inspiris. She's able to put in measures to bring him back to herself. It might be temporary, but it's enough.
You can see also looks up just gently above through the streets. Do you look in the direction that he looks? Sure. Do you do a perception check for me? Okay. You look through spires of the distant past the city walls, and you see a glint of what looks like gold, and you thought it was on the spires, the four spires that are kind of side by side in a kind of square formation. But no, it's like some sort of like there's a decent amount of light cascading kind of above you and down, and you're only seeing a kind of reflective small pinprick of gold on the sheer face of a dark mountain westward. But it is like a line with your street if you can look at it through rows of spires through the mountains across the city. You can't shoot, that'd be crazy.
Do you have any random gold in the mountain? Yeah,
visibly.
Like rats or pigs or any animal corpses around? I could create a transport vehicle for monkey.
Actually, for a horse, you just gotta.
We'll probably just go to the city gates.
Hey, look, and she just grabs a cat that's like running along the ground. Kill it!
Put the cat down. I prefer already. Alright, don't forget.
Scissor guys.
It's like, just grab it on your hand.
Just that way.
I need something bigger. As more class.
A horse. You want a horse?
Yes.
No, I'm going to make a chimera like trolley system.
What?
Are there any horses nearby?
You saw back about a block. There was at least at the edge of the iron markets. There was a stables that was selling the rented horses.
Well, if you guys are figuring that out, I'm going to figure out the dimensions of how to hold Monkey's body.
I will be back in a second. I'll just take a sack. I'm gonna go to the
So if I open
stable.
up a horse and remove its spine, I could use it as a weird rib cage.
So you walk away and you find a young kind of like late teens kid. You see like a little he's got a cap on with like scrawling bits of paint that says brig on it. You enter what is it's an unnamed, visibly from your angle, unnamed stable at the side of the kind of larger market square.
I'm in a hurry. How much for your largest horse?
I'll give it a horse. Okay.
Not in a hurry.
Okay. Looks at you. Visibly, you can see he takes more attention to he's detailing your hair with his eyes. Looks like he's looking at both sides of you. Clearly, that's the most prominent detail. And is it at 95? I'm not trying to rip you off or anything. I'm just trying to think of the flag.
I'm sure. 75.
You should ask where the last one is.
I'm assuming you were watching saddle feed and all of that sort of thing.
Just the horse.
Big horse.
Okay. I'll give you 75.
Just buy a 6 horse.
Okay. And grabs a steer, grabs it off the wall, hooks it around the head of the horse. One of the ones that looks like it was poking its head out you saw before.
Easiest horse push. Evil horse ribs. What shit? It can be more horse ribs silence.
You reach the main streets with the horse. You have its reins in your hand. I mean, it's not saddled.
I'll just walk it back to the group. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Oscar.
I found a horse. Yes.
I need another rib. I look at the skeleton of a horse and I need to hold Moki's body. It's a skeleton form and need 2 ribs to even hold his body first.
You've got a fucking undead corpse right there, just rip it apart.
I didn't think about
Can't leave the horse alive.
If you want to kill a horse, kill a horse. If you don't want to kill the horse, just put the horse on.
Please don't kill the horse.
I can see.
I just got it and raise it and walk out and just all the intestines will strike.
You're literally right in front of a casino, and I'm pretty sure they've seen less of this shit.
Alright, let's just see if the harness can fit him. If it can't, then I will get it and does the harness fit?
You mean just the ropes?
Yeah, back there.
Yeah.
They go around the neck, but they just fall back.
Yeah, they don't fit. Okay, shut up, my little.
You get like one full wrap around the neck. Sort of like,
I'm on stage and all that goes make for animals.
We don't need to carry it.
Maybe if you could be really still and cooperative for us, I really need your help. Understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Power of this amulet.
of course.
So, be a good boy and just stand there and lift your legs when required.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
You will be good.
Good count.
Alright, let's go.
Good count. Luckily, it covers the forward leg up.
If I want to kill it without blood, I can just snap its neck.
I can also clean and mutate the blood for something else. It's fine. As long as
I
they're
would prefer to keep the horse alive.
When it inevitably dies, it will be. Anyway, if that's going to happen. Then I guess I will make a sled for Loki.
Yes, turn the other one into a sled.
I go to the there you go. As I come, as his bones and stuff begins to stretch out as he becomes this weird melted flesh.
This is like fucking college, just put the necromancy version.
8 minutes.
Right, use the cat as well.
Cat's going.
No, I have his intestines. He has his own
Great.
pulled out his intestines.
Like just like a rope, wrapping it around the shoulder.
Wrap it around the whole.
What's your name, horse? His name is His name is
What happened to Viper?
That's a nice name. Viper's gone for it. He's showing the
He found her well.
Hey, he's doing so well. He's so strong after this. I'm not even gonna notice what they're throwing back.
He moves Berkey on top of his leg off the floor. This flesh on it. It's still alive. Its mouth is no longer has a jaw, but its lips is still moving. His eyes.
But opening his mouth is a horrible thing.
What sin did this a man do to become a sled?
He was the answer.
The good news is,
Not really noticed animals got mortals made necromantic magic. It's something to be proud of.
Right. Guys, we're good to go down.
he is not even really in it. It is really just my soul profiting his body.
That makes me feel a lot better about this.
Okay, so
It is really just his corpse.
what are you doing with this body?
We're going to the mine.
They're putting a
Through the tunnels.
sled.
Oh, nice. Okay. This is basically like a fun version of sitting on a rug where you fall down stairs.
It's like a temple floating disc. That cheap.
And you also stay still.
Floating
This is Martin's chariot at the moment.
Yeah, this is a sled. Yeah.
Because being dragged by a human is
Because I'm bringing out his misery.
Okay. Oh, so the horse is.
Horse is still alive.
It's HP and it's going to take damage from being dragged across the floor.
Okay.
So I can heal it.
Okay, let's we can speak through. You have to get through a weird old conversation where you're trying to drag a horse body on a sled that they can't see because the whole spot covers it down to the lines.
We should put the red cover over.
No, they definitely needed to for sure. Yeah. I mean, luckily you've got the net, which kind of keeps the form inside mostly, and the fabric goes over it.
And Sebastian, you take the cart, get it all into a bank, take whatever amount you want.
I'll try and stay as close to this area and Invention Avenue where the iron markets as we can.
Sebastian, we are going to be fighting dangers beyond our comprehension, and it's going to get far more dangerous. You are reprieved from your duty, and you may retire with some of these funds. I think you can take at least 7,000 gold. I don't think we'll care.
I should have basically just made you war criminals in the city.
Sebastian, you lived out of everyone. You are a winner.
But if that is not suitable for you, you can take 4,000 instead.
Maybe I'll think of this. I don't want to strip you of all of your resources. I will make
Have a good retirement. We may come back.
I settle at Everett Port.
That sounds amazing.
Okay, so you see people walk off, you guys, as you enter the
Wait, give him the cap.
Yeah, I don't need this anymore.
Oh gosh, there's a Sentinel. There's two Sentinels here. Oh shit.
Actually, I don't know.
That'd be my nigger.
Explain behind this everyone.
Okay.
They keep the hat.
Yes.
Okay,
Never mind.
Okay.
As Oscar is, are you leading or are you letting the sled take the front?
I guess I can lead. Oh wait, take this. If you get in trouble, it's a potion of healing.
Oh, thank you. Maybe the girls should have my electrical equipment.
No.
Okay. I'm kind of weak. I don't know. It looks heavy.
No.
I don't want to carry it. If we're going to walk through mines for like 5 hours, I just don't want to do it. Alright, goodbye. Thank you very much. I will help you as much as I can. I'm leaving on Oscar's name. Just Oscar.
Wonderful.
First name Just, then last name Oscar.
Alright.
Please.
He gets the best ending of every scene we've ever had. He gets like 7,000 gold. Latches over and goes, plenty of time for self.
Yeah, 89.
Specifically, so I will be back in like the rest of the places. Yeah, this is another temple. This one can't be.
You can retire.
Yeah, he's only taking 4,000.
Maybe.
Oh, well.
He's better take the lesser.
It's got a hole now.
So what is it? Get the bag.
Okay,
I
sorry.
can lead the way. Alright. Someone should probably watch the sled to make sure it doesn't run into anything. Nothing impales smoking the skull.
Well, the sled can't really move because it doesn't have any functional limbs or anything to move because its muscles are being used to stretch its body out.
And I know the miners just got the day off work because SEFIRAHS flew across the city and no one is working anymore today.
All the things support. I do not want to explain more of how this functions, so it's just
Well, let's go.
Murphy would not be worse off if he would pay with skull. That might fix his manufacturing. You know, emergency department. Could do it.
You feel the kind of rush of gravity pull you upwards.
Sure,
You feel like you're falling. Yes, but we want to. And there's a kind of settled stillness. You felt the rush of gravity, like you move sliding aggressively. Jonathan, you come down the bottom of the about like 90-foot set of stairs at a kind of very normal horizontal angle, not steep or anything like that, and you see your other creature has thoroughly crushed most of the lower half of the sled. So it's like a paste, and it's alive, but its organs being on the outside didn't really help, and its ribcage page being kind of compressed didn't really help.
Jonathan has a little notebook as we're taking notes about how this thing is still living.
It's kind of like
And how it's reacting to
the head seemed to be one of the few things that wasn't completely squished under Moki. Like Moki's body just didn't squish the head. The head was like off at an angle. So much of the body looks incredibly compressed. Incredibly compressed. With little bits of bones sticking out from the rib. And then you find there's just a long dark tunnel ahead of you. You begin a small track, and the sled that you have got is slowly like dispersing its lower parts as you kind of use it to carry his body along. And you get to an area where an incline starts to rise inside the mine you're in, a tunnel that is 20 foot wide, kind of in general in space, barely able to fit two people. Lying down in width, barely less commonly 20 feet.
This is the entrance of the mine. Is there a bigger one? Or is the only one we can sneak into?
I think they connect to a few, yes. We need to stick to the western. I think the path we're on right now is not facing west, so we'll have to curve once, and then hopefully that's a straight path. I think we entered the tunnel, and it's a north-facing tunnel, so we'll have to curve west. She definitely starts to cough, and these tunnels are do not hold oxygen, or at least the oxygen in here is kind of saturated with a dust and kind of damp, humid feeling. Also, you get this I wouldn't say a request, but you feel an awareness activate in your sword again. And an awareness of what that being was starts to kind of wash. See, it doesn't see you as honorably as it sees past versions of the inheritors of the weapon. So you feel you're given knowledge, but it is restricted by its will, and only you're now given a kind of scrap, which is that it had some visual connection to it separate from. And it's not on this continent. You get flashes of battles. You're pretty sure these are battles against orcs. You see beings much larger than orcs kind of engulf the battlefield. You see a sword and man and battle by hand. Likely one of the sword's first real battles. As Oscar is walking down the tunnel, you're noticing that those eyes that were kind of glowing multiple different colors before, it's now glowing kind of slightly lighting the way. It's glowing a bluish pink with like fragments of a bluish purple through it. But there's always this pink light that is like hazy out from Oscar. And you see the sword, the sheath at the hilt of the pommel is also glowing that same color. You notice that Oscar has been walking, and you guys have made conversation that he is kind of zoned out for a good portion of time.
Does it look like the same, Sephiroth? Or different?
Yeah, physically it's the wingspan. You're pretty sure it's real Sephiroth. You didn't see the wingspan of the Sephiroth, you didn't even see it had wings. We're in that temple. But you, in its mind, in this tunnel, you experience a nearly 900-year period of time of cascading series of events. It started as a dragon. It lost its form. Its form was being eaten by a dark god, Earth. it had to break off a fragment of itself, imbue it into a weapon so it could disguise the fact that it was still alive. Just under 800 years later, it gained enough power being in its sword form, the form that you've got it in now, that it was able to actually materialize in a crystal cave its body back. And that's when you notice that it had more ego and more it had newer ideals. In an 800-year period, this dragon had been reformed multiple times. Most likely.
So I think the sword is a whole crux.
Yeah, pretty much. But Tom Riddle's beaten by those.
You feel the people it was passed through, and you feel the connection this sword had with those people, and you begin to understand more of its physical connection to the material world. But you also understand that this thing is a constant cycle of death and rebirth, and while it is physically not having the luck of being alive like a dragon would be, it does, in a kind of small amount of prolonged fear, give more than just hints of itself to you, flashes of images and kind of threads of time that are taking probably hours to kind of soak into you. After you feel like you've been walking for 4 hours, the tunnel leads to a incline, a greater incline, and a kind of sideways exit chamber, which seems to also be going kind of just a same level, vertical, horizontal cross. You see kind of like ever enough one chamber that is going straight, and the other that is kind of hitting an incline angle. Two different paths. You don't think you've passed out of the city yet. At least from the angle you've been traveling from under the city. But you've been going straight for a while, so cutting through traffic, people, traffic of buildings, you could have cut through the city already, you're just not sure.
I would say left is usually the best way.
It's on the incline.
To walk up a hill.
So the incline takes you for another about hour and a half.
Why else just have a look to Jonathan and say, please tell me you're not seriously considering fighting against a demon lord.
I don't think we can even fight the demon lord. It took more.
That's what we're going to do right now.
An evisceration seconds.
Yeah, that's the plan right now. That's what we're doing.
All we're doing is meeting up with a SEFIRAH, hearing a book, and then we're trying to figure out what we're doing after that. Because I need to know what she's doing here, and why such a powerful force is around such a lower civilization.
Yeah, she's going to try to recruit you to fight a demon lord.
I got some more bigger problems.
Really, like what?
Well, my church's secret relics are spread across the continent by people who are abusing them, and they don't mind it.
The virus girl.
You had one.
Just want to go like a soul.
I see. You should have showed me this earlier. I would have been able to.
Oh shit. And Oscar, you, as you have realized you have hit an incline angle and you're starting to come back to your senses, you realize that the fear you're now realizing your weapon has is for the being that it understands. You are now going to see. It isn't going to be completely truthful because it doesn't judge that you will hear it out or or something to that degree. It is not being fully transparent with you. Likely, as you understand, it was almost willing to be open, and this connection with Inspires happened. And obviously that has been the third voice in your mind, which it is also inside of. It probably is a bit, maybe just unsure. You cannot be.
A little scared, a little like, ooh, should we do this?
And we reach an area where the dark chamber, you've been following upwards at a small incline. Now, see that there's a full, kind of like a dark ember sky. As you start to see light, but it is that end of day, evening, setting sun, small pinks and reds, oranges. And you realize that you are a quarter of the way up the base of a mountain, which has a small road trail that leads to a 15-foot tall hole in the mountain, which clearly is a mine track. You're out of the mountain, and you now realize you are only 2 or 3 kilometers away from the wall of Serratini's westernmost side. You can see the Arbor spires closer to you than they were 4 hours ago on the other side of the city. You've crossed just directly under.
How far away does it look like to that other mountain?
You are realistically under 1,000 feet. You should be very, very close to you.
So Inspire says,
You could be within 1,000 feet. And there is this kind of calmness in the wind again before you guys notice curving around, arcing around a stone circumference of one of the larger cliff walls. You see large purple wings that are tucked back. This is a figure, as most of you guys have now fought Monkey's father. This is a figure that still, despite him, Frost, this dwarfs their size by 5 or 10 feet on sides. You see the face of a sphinx that looks with an inquisitive kind of like cocked eyebrow that is very large on an enormous face. Its face is probably 4.5, 5 feet tall, and it looks down at you 15 feet off the ground. It is, as you're like, oh, it's got to be nearby. You're very close to the mountains, kind of furthest northern mountain circumference, and you see 800 feet away. It looks up, looks down at you from the kind of highest point of the mountain cliff which you are near. There's recognition, the kind of blue opal at the top of its head. You realize your vision flashes back and forth from you, now looking at you from it, back, forth, your turn. Children.
Just gonna pray to the old father.
Mutter a prayer. You see her head tilts towards you the moment you mutter a prayer. I mean, it's like a very, like, a 1 degree movement. She's 800 feet away.
We should have that way.
We're going to climb to the center? Okay, let's just climb to the center.
Why are you still in?
I'm with Monkey. I just don't want him to, I'll just stay here if she flies off. It's okay, I just want to make sure that he's, we'll be dragging him on a fucking sack of flesh, and you see that sack is just like actual puddle at this point.
All Max flesh is ripped off, and I was just
There's a literal trail of both spinal and rib bones that's kind of like snaking behind the body.
To be fair, for such a quick job, I think I did pretty well. What we had.
SEFIRAH, if you want to leave, you can.
I don't see a problem in the conversation if she fixes him.
Anyways, I was going to ask you,
Besides, So watch the line
Are still here of us.
Hey,
We do realize that we're going to be walking into great danger if you keep following us. We will not be able to protect you.
Oh, no, I'll stay out of it.
I'm just letting you aware. We will try to help you.
Yeah.
Are you in love with Monkey?
You're closing for a really long time.
I just never really, it's been 10 weeks. No, I really just, I felt a little pity for him. He had children. I wanted to free him so he could, if he was a man, I would be more interested, but, he was a slave and I was, no.
I don't see a reason for you to walk this far. You can if you want, but you're dying for someone you don't even love. If you do die.
Even if you die, conversation with the SEFIRAHS is going to leave Beverly home.
I'm never going to see Monkey again if this happens. I don't know,
You're also going to talk to one of those powerful beings.
I mean, we're right here. I don't know why I'm holding back. I don't have any questions for
We're letting you know in advance, just so.
well, okay. Yeah, I think I'll just hang back.
I don't mind you being here. It's good for you to know that. Just so we aren't really responsible for you going.
I'll get you to sign this form. Just long about the line. Say that we're not responsible for any injuries. Yeah.
Nearly 800 feet away, the SEFIRAH kind of, it's still kind of quiet, but because of the mountain edge, it does echo down, reverberating past you. We must fly. You will, on my back, be carried west. There will be moments for you to rest. Take time, recover.
She has a very powerful voice. Pretty strongly up here.
Okay. So you're coming?
I don't really believe here again. Some of you we have no need for, but I am sure you will also be strong enough for what Oscar is about to go through.
You, him, us.
We must move quickly.
I think she can, yes.
Alright, I think that'll do this week. Alright.
And you see she lowers one wing and you watch its size kind of increase and becomes this like much wider fan. I mean, you're pretty sure she just did spread out her wing and then it becomes like this 20-foot wide cover on the floor, which is like a ramp up to her back.
She was a lot smaller when I met her.
I think she can change her size.
Yes.
Where do you want to take us?
We are only heading to a place where we can stand a chance. I am equal with my mate. I will need support to fight him. You all will not be tasked with that job. A loyal follower of mine will. She's still so unrevealing.
I mean, I could go into some cannon fodder if you need some.
It is my horse.
Oscar's improvements alone should be enough to support my final effort in the battle against the Demon Lord.
So you just need to watch, I guess. And Understandable.
And you begin to climb on the rings, and you feel murky as you finally come to consciousness. You've been in and out. You've not had vision dreams. You've had a painful reminder of the fact that you've never used your ability to control your thoughts is over. It is ended.
Is there self-awareness?
You have no control over your awareness.
I have no reason.
And yet you start to kind of come to consciousness. The effects of confusion are dormant. You are only with zero wisdom.
What that means.
I'm all conscious, but I have the other effect of zero reason.
Which is
Completely unreasonable.
Which is cancelled. So you are again with zero wisdom, but not the confusion insanity effect that is delayed. So you are awake and are able to talk but have no filter.
You do not have a conscious at the moment. You just have yourself. There's no ego or id. There is just yourself.
Yeah. And as you begin to fly, you realize her body that you're on the back of gets wider, and the metal plates grow as her body spreads out.
Oh, it's even worse. You're incapable of rational thought.
Yeah, that's what we're this time. Yes, he has no filter. He's no rational. That's what ration is. That's a filter.
Ration.
As you fly, the wing barrier of the SEFIRAHS' interesting ornamental headpiece keeps all of the wind from the center of her back where you guys are sitting. So you are feeling on either side of the edges of her wings, which you guys are no longer on, but you climb on through, you are feeling a strong pull of air and breeze and wind. And as you fly, you are able to rest on your back.
As we pull everything on, Jonathan will go up to
You
the.
cannot pull a carbon holder, so that's bad. Sorry, yeah.
Well, this little sled.
Just
Jonathan will get the aisle, go to the head at the very end, and he'll stab it into a point where he can one-shot it, but make it quick enough so that on the screen Cool. Grab the colt as he executes it.
Say a horse.
And he'll undo the colt on the horse. That's the magic item destroyer.
Okay. But I believe they're now saying they want to take the horse.
I need a horse.
No, you just get a horse.
I took the sled.
Oh, okay. No, we don't have to take a horse. We'll just take monkey. I think it was funny.
He's like blinking eyes. As you just started flying and you just start getting faster and faster, your monkey is kind of rousing into a form of consciousness, but it's not really, it's not fully there.
It's literally very funny, like, horse, come with us. We don't want you, lady.
You hear Spider say, rest properly. The battle ahead will be 6 to 7 hours away.
I will cast to watch on these two and myself.
Cool. Where are we going?
West.
We're rolling there.
You hear the gray as this wind. He's talking from a mouth which is kind of echoing back to you.
Technically, we also have.
Gray waste above cooler.
Excellent. I remember. Okay. It's terrible, but it's just
The future.
I think we're heading to Novabur's
It is close to the mountains near Warhold.
Have you known
I was made in the theater. There's a whole bunch of, like, micro-desecration throwing in it.
I will not and have not seen the hand of Norbert. I will not be following you to the hand. I will be taking Aristogal's attention while you get stronger.
I see.
So we head to the hand, interact with it, and use its power to defeat Aristogal.
I don't know if your strength will be enough, but if I can keep up my side of the battle, one extra should be enough.
Because you can read my thoughts. There's absolutely no way this is happening. For me, by the way. In case you get my thoughts.
You catch as you're thinking that,
I've been thinking this all the time.
you all hear in a tone that actually comes from that kind of deep, greater concern. She said, the last thing she says, and she's quiet for a while, but she says, I'm just hoping he hasn't lured us into the Demon King's frozen wasteland. Granola.
Granola is not the Demon King.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Granola is the Demon King.
Okay, what about all the countries and people inside of it?
The country was made off their fear of it.
Granada's the name, and it's his dynasty.
Yes,
That makes sense.
and I'm hoping that it's not as far as he has gone. If it is just to the hand of Norgmar, we stand a chance of holding him back. As you fly, you've already largely passed the mountains.
So you're just going even farther from these way.
What?
Yes.
It's far south, and you are going north.
You actually.
You're
We just see a little fire everywhere.
You're starting to cross into the ground where you can see it's like a fainter white layer where that faint amount of snow is like barely visible on the ground.
I'll kick those rational floor. That's freaking the fuck out.
You can just say it out loud.
That's why we go, let's go. Well, my door is she's but oh, what the?
Like, oh, whiskey. You're okay.
Going to King's Bay. Or do
Excuse me, this demon lord, how present is, how much do we need to give us?
why you them?
Is this an instant need? Because there is a dissension of a creature called the Queen of Oblivion that has just awoken in King's Bay.
Things are happening right now.
That has been invoked, and I believe it will cast doom to the world, which I think we need to deal with quite soon. I know that we will help with whatever this Demon King is, but the awakening of this Queen of Oblivion worries me a lot. And that is what our original quest was. Could you give us a hand?
The return to King's Bay may happen.
It hasn't happened yet.
King's Bay is not the only thing that you need to worry about. The Queen, Mother of Oblivion, was gone very quickly, and I believe that is because of the Archmage who guards that city. From what I'm aware, he's doing the majority of the fighting. We can be aware of things without being there. Us.
I see.
My daughter's in King's Bay. We have to. What? My daughter. Bagels.
Well, full body there. Yes, fancy body.
Around King's Bay.
Around the other wall.
You reach an area where there are golden lines below you, and as you look down at certain angles, you can see there's a now town you've passed over. Or more like past near, the town is more to your west, the direction of the wings, kind of her left wing, you can see the glimpse of that. And you know, at this point, you don't really notice the rise in elevation because it'd be rather smooth. She's probably 400 feet off the ground, 500 feet. So there is a fair amount of cloud cover, and you notice also, there is some dark shape that muffles the light from Cruella. Like a blink. You see that it's like the glowing town below you at an angle, and then it blinks out. And then it's kind of back. But there's some sort of shadow.
So look at the parallel.
You know, I mean, it's pretty dim light in the town. I'm trying to move a tab, not too quickly. And you reach.
What the hell is that when you do like? Oh my god. I don't know. This is already
It looked like it blinked out. Our lights, our torches, the lamps, they all turned off for a moment.
And then you look back and it's light again. And there is a moment, Oscar, when you feel that same thing you felt in the city.
Give me down there, jump.
Don't
A
you?
kind of pull of something pure and chaotic that is natural beyond human natural senses. Goes into a kind of a divine natural energy which you have now perceived multiple times. You feel there is now something that is quickly approaching you from behind.
Something's following us. Is that a risk at all?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
It looked like he was hiding in the well of the city. I didn't know that had opened up again. You fly on colder and colder lands. The breeze gets chillier and chillier.
Yeah?
I know what you're thinking,
Really don't
but you want nothing to do with this.
I'm sort of stuck on this flying monster now. And the demon one is here.
Actually, there's a demon lord and a demon king.
I got a distinction unimportant. I hope it was some sort of non-madness aura.
No one is expecting you to help. If you care about this world, it would be appreciated.
Ereshkigal can keep his scent from my sense. So I did not know he was here at all.
Who is that?
That is the brother.
That is the one who's coming, and you don't
The Sphinx we met in the temple. The demon.
Never see that.
The other person who did was SEFIRAHS.
Big guy.
And there is a kind of reflective sheen faintly off the floor of the kind of the lowest part of the body of the Sphinx that is now trailing behind you. You can notice that those small amounts of golden embellishments are visible and have small, kind of the lowest part of the body of the Sphinx that is now trailing behind you. You can notice that those small amounts of golden embellishments are visible and have small reflective lights, so you can see there is something full of faint bits of glow on its body from behind you.
Do you want us to fight him off?
You weren't listening.
We are to go for the hand. The hand should give us enough of a way to turn the battle.
Yes, I've heard that. Right now he's behind us. Do you want us to shoot him down, to slow him down, or?
Nothing will.
We're fast enough to keep it at bay.
No, I'm not. Not with you on my back. Prepare to descend. You will fall slower than natural. And if I keep flying straight, you should follow me.
All right.
That horse one that's on me, push it off. It doesn't know what it's doing.
Okay.
Well, I know what we're doing. We're in a bar.
When do we jump?
You hear the airwaves go inside, just like holding onto Moby, like, oh my god, I didn't
What is wrong? I didn't know you were in this town.
What are you telling? And you feel the Sphinx's body just like tilt heavily to one side, and you realize that wasn't intentionally to knock you off. Actually, kind of like curves hard. You hear behind you, and you see a bolt of purple energy just rocket past where you once were, and you feel yourselves have to kind of like press yourselves to the feathers as the body has to heavy turn.
I'm going to use a spellcrafting check to see what spell that is. I'm sure the file.
That's chain lightning.
That spell is Oblivion Beam. It's a 17th level spell.
You ever end up doing that? It's not here the spell.
Chain lightning.
Okay, I have to roll it. Say it. Because that would be
You got killed by one, so
and you, or it could be lightning bolt. I'd just say like you're aware of both under this understanding.
shooting lightning at us.
I'm pretty sure it was killed you. You're still flat-footed.
You are seconds away where you start to hear Oscar's mind. I'm going to count down from 10. 10. 9.
Wait, has it already been 7 hours?
Apparently, I'll skip 9.
Okay.
Oh, it's at 7. Okay.
Yeah.
So we didn't speak at all for 7 hours.
Did we rest? We did rest.
Follow me when I jump.
Wait, we did a long rest?
You did get a little rest.
Yeah, good. Then gain my level or
Did I have an hour to rechange my goals?
probably.
During the long rest, Oscar actually put an ability on you that allows you to be fully conscious the whole time, so yes, you would be able to do that.
I don't need to level 7 to get into it.
Goodbye, construct drain.
If you would also level, I think
You like get it back on
you get it back on the rest.
Oh, really? Fuck yeah. Epic.
Nice. You know, it's kind of good.
As you
Follow me when I jump.
1, and you jump, and you feel her body also tilt the opposite direction of where she tilted before. So now, tilting away, the ones that didn't fall like near away, literally just falls as she's like, and the slow fall activates, and you guys are falling. Oh god, it's not that bad, okay. Oh, this is really high.
Is this an airwalk or?
This is the feature of airwalk. Yeah, this is changing all around. You also, as Oscar here from your line, do not exit a 400-foot radius from where you are currently falling, or you will exit freefall. Into freefall.
Yep. No one exit 400 feet of here.
From her?
No radius.
From this very point. Otherwise, you're
It's just like shadow, 500, 600 feet, 400, going closer. 600, like it's like, I mean, you are coming down.
It's a big cylinder.
Is it the R effect or is it?
I don't know.
Nothing.
She'll change the war of reality.
The war reality for
Superpower.
She chose a circumference area to make the slowful feature work.
Oh, the cycle thing. It was airwalk, we were just standing in mid-air like, what?
Direction. You are falling, and you hit the ground, and you are in a desolate stone wasteland. Oh god, and you have to like unhook Moki from the net that's still kind of half around his body.
Thank you. This is a cool party. Okay, how do you feel? I feel fine.
Yeah. In 1 minute, Moki will be re-affected by the confusion.
Okay. Right now, I just need you to, if you just try to stay by us, stay quiet. If a big old dark sphinx comes, don't try to fight it. Just try to be as low down to the ground as possible. Just fall over. Let's see where we'll get
As you're on your side, you look at the stone landscape and you notice there's this like faint red aura glowing from the ground. And just as Moki, do you remember the 3 weeks ago where you were in this exact same spot, looking at these same set of stars to the north on a different raised elevation than you remember?
I think back to that crystal that showed my son danger, which I refused to believe. I was an idiot. What's going on? Quiet.
walk on that way quietly.
Following very quickly as you curve towards the outer ring of what is a large fissure that's running hundreds and hundreds of feet. And Moki and Cicero being the only ones left who have any retained information on this place. Moss, algae glowing blue, pulsing with red. The algae covering just with crystals underneath. As you see the front of this fissure, hundreds of feet. Somewhere under here is the hand.
Did she tell us where this hand is?
No. But I take it somewhere here. I think we'll be able to feel it as we get closer.
So are you going to shake the hand and become super powerful?
I think that is the intention.
Looking around the area, is there like any corpses or anything? Just
Visibly not down there.
visibly there.
I mean, it's dark. It's now solidly like late evening. This is the first dawn of the battle. The end of that day. It is probably 7 or 8 p.m.
If I'm unable to handle its strength, can you get rid of me?
If you have superpowers, why would they be able to get rid of you?
Well, I assume there's going to be a bit of a transformation process where I'm going to have to.
Okay, if the transformation leaves you unconscious on the floor, yes, I can stab you in the brain.
Well, no, because it's a banished god that we're touching. So if it starts to,
Why would you do that?
because that's what Emperor said.
Alright.
Why is a good being trying to get us to touch a dark god hand? Not me, but you.
I don't know. But she's never asked anything of me
Anyways, give me a
before.
moment. I am setting up a I have equipped a new spell. Give me a moment.
As suddenly this glowing ray of beam starts to fly out in front of Jonathan's vision as these spirits and gears start flying around. It's called Deathwatch, and if it has any living space, this lasts for an hour. So wherever Jonathan's facing in a 30-foot cone, if there's life, no matter even if it's faking death or anything, I can identify it. If it's aging,
What's the range?
30 feet. 30 feet current, but it follows.
You activate the ability and you feel nothing sentient other than the growing algae. Yet you are, at the entrance. Got a ways to go. Does it go through walls? Start.
It does not say. It just says it's if life
Probably like
experiences death. It's a ignorance spell.
Usually with AoE spells, they wrap around corners up to like the range of them.
That's normally what that. Not every spell could do.
But that's why you don't get cover from things like fireballs.
Yeah, that makes sense. You gotta start walking.
I don't understand. What's the end goal?
Stop Areshka
No,
God.
I mean, after that. This is your whole life. You're just gonna do what they say until they kill you, or if you live.
That's what I was made for.
You're not made, you're a human first.
And we do assume as a human.
Everything I have ever known is worship. I'm not about to change that because I'm afraid. There's a reason I have faith. I don't think they would betray me. Perhaps that's naivety. It very well may be. But as long as I know that I have the strength to protect my family, to serve my gods, that's all that matters.
But you're not protecting your family, they're not here.
In doing what I do, I protect them through my way of life. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. What we do here will affect the world. Regardless of if it's next year, next decade, or next century.
I've always pitied your kind.
I'm sure many have.
Not the remade version of humanity was spark left. You almost go through every day with the uncertainty in the back of your mind.
Because no one knows where you came from. Before we made you. For elves, there is no such thing as fate. We are the old father. The old father is us.
That is why you feel empty.
I feel more full than you could ever imagine.
Yet you live in cowardice. You live in still. You live in nothing.
No one's ever said, I'm a coward. It's always been more powerful than me. There is a saying, there is a fine line between stupidity and bravery.
I'm aware. And perhaps my bravery is stemmed from stupidity. Perhaps. But who am I to go against my makers? I know their goals. They're not to destroy. I have no reason to distrust that. I've met the very gods myself. They created me into this. Who am I to go against that? If I am to become an action of their will, then that is my purpose. I'm not expecting you to become that same action. Every creature has their own purpose. Mine may end here.
And you would be satisfied.
Yes. I would be thankful.
Jonathan, as you've been walking, there's now a sense further down the chimney you get while you hear conversation behind you. There is a fragment of a blip of life that you get cast in a wall in an isolated area you can't see.
Later, it tells me if they're how healthy they are. So if they feel like near death, but they're telling me the HP amount, just
Healthy.
near death, sickly, or fighting for life, and then I can scan dead. It's just anything dead or undead.
I am fighting for life right now.
At this point, you don't sense any undead that you are able to scan, but that healthy, living creature that you are able to identify it seems to actually somehow also be aware of you, because it obviously leaves your area quickly after being still, like almost to you, it was like a frozen life form, then it moved away and left your range. But it was the walls to your right, as you have gone down this fissure, is 20 feet in. The only thing you've got to do in the dark is look for holes. But you don't see an entrance, you just feel the life on the other side of stone.
Something has just moved as a main radius.
You see Jonathan's only about 9 feet down the passage.
Not that or something.
I don't know, other than it's healthy.
Okay. Let us draw our weapons. Be on guard.
I want people to maybe the perception checks. Make money, because,
I was saying, Pathfinder perception.
That is a 22.
Last 20.
that's pretty good.
Holy crap.
Oh my god, I rolled above a dance.
The elf is going crazy.
There is a
Like also room
1 inch wide, 6 inch long, tiny slit in the stone where you can see there's this faint, as you walk past it, you see the reflection of a green light that's barely luminescent through this wall, and through this small, tiny crack in the wall, where clearly the part of this wall is whole enough for you to see light through from another side of the chamber. It is 5 feet off the ground, and it is a slit in stone.
Do we have any torches?
No.
I can make light. Pass me.
Have our chemical fires?
That is helpful.
Pass me a holy symbol.
Do you need what?
Pass me a holy symbol.
There you go. Here's your own back. I can use This is the replacement.
I place it between my hands and it glows with a white flame.
Okay, so in scale, very like you called this a second after system, but you see the part of the wall where it looks like it is both the thinnest, but also cracked open enough for you to see that there is some chamber on the inside, dark, pitch black, except from one angle. So you're looking into the chamber on your right through a crack in the wall, and yet something to the left through that crack is glowing faintly of a green.
There's a glow to the left.
Jonathan, in his perspective, he noticed the sense of the life about 25 feet back behind that crack. So you notice a green light to the left, and the aura of living creatures was to the right. Living creature.
Living creatures to my right, the aura is from the left.
Okay.
This wall will take shadow.
Could you do a magic detection?
Magic?
Just in case there's any runes or anything. I need to see if there's any writings or
Focus, detect magic.
Okay. What's the range?
I believe it's a 60 feet kind.
And it passes through walls or just from where you can see? It passes through the crack. So you can't see, you have to see it? Or can it be the cone wall?
It can penetrate barriers, but 1 foot of stone and 1 inch of cone metal, 1 inch sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt blocks. But it can go through cracks. So Just taking a measure, seeing how thick it is.
There was a similar sense, a 15th level, very strong, an abjuration magic. That abjuration magic you had also detected when you all died and Moki was not with you. You detected that magic, that same presence around planar pylons. Pylons that are rooted in the ground to keep something locked. And that green aura is reminiscent of the green glow you had while you were holding onto those pylons, keeping you as a ghostly apparition.
This is its prison.
prison.
They weren't there, but when I fought the Planewalker, it was being maintained through these same constructs. They're anchors. It keeps the extraplanar maintained.
Well, we busting this guy out.
I believe so.
You got busting.
Are there any objections?
Once we open this wall, I guess any creature could get inside. We should probably bury it once we leave, but...
Should we look for the other living creature here?
Thank you, Red Boy.
I don't know.
I think we see it.
See what's happening.
Yeah, I'm here to save you, Monkey.
No, I ain't do it.
You can't attack that wall.
Don't feel that angry, but okay.
I'm not even going to make you roll. I think you've got enough strength. Just reckless abandon.
I'll power attack punch it. Just
You create a 4.5 foot wide opening space. You're not going to really be able to fit Moki through easily. He can really uncomfortably squish through that hole, but this is a now one-man phalanx pattern through this.
I'm going to keep it in the hole.
He makes a 5 foot hole in the wall, and Jonathan, how long is it going to take to watch your 1 hour? 1 hour, cool. You notice that there's a life form that gets within 30 feet, and it kind of backs away, and it gets within 30 feet again, and then you see 2 life forms get, like, 1 life form that was stuck, another one kind of merges in, and they both leave. 30 foot area of where Loki is now making horribly loud smashing, cracking noises. You, as Ray, have suffered minimal losses. Luckily, in the first battle, you fought against an Oni. And you fought again. And luckily, most of the odds you were in the situations of fighting Oni over and over again in the first day. The first 6 hours, you are battling these fiery creatures constantly. Each time you defeat one with the help of many people who are fighting the battle for you, normally before you get there, you help them finish final killing blows, dousing them in water. The city was aware that this is what needed to happen, so there was luckily enough salt water in about every corner block where these people have been aware of the needs to face these creatures, the guards. You, as Ray, in the last 6 hours, have watched close to 40 people die in battle while helping you over multiple different smaller, what you would call courtyard-size containment areas where these Onis have grabbed 6 or 7 buildings in a radius and locked it down into these spheres. You are freeing those spheres, freeing and seeing the main road, the main thoroughfare from east to west, from the exit of the city that you left at and came back from, and you moved up to the city, you clear that whole stripway. So from where the priest of SEFIRAHS who led you, from his point all the way up to basically the Hyper's Heights, where Oscar's underground seating bar was. You have freed that whole main road, which is basically like a technically this is like a 2-day main road because of your fly spell. You got halfway up quickly and were able to kind of return. You have a choice as Ray. There are people. There is one centaur you have gathered, Loki's daughter, in their saving of some of these areas. You have children with you that are wounded. There is 2 structures to the left that do not look to be ruined. With the left, I mean to your northwest. The Kingstock Keep, an enormous fort to the northwestern bank, standing. One of the few structures that hasn't looked like it's taken any serious damage. And then to the northeast, center northeast, the Illuminated District, the temple courts. You're aware that the largest temples there visibly are still untouched. So as Ray doing some careful assessments, that was the first place that was attacked by an Oni, the Illuminated District, when you had dealt with them the first time. They are probably the most fortified / well protected. The air spires to the far south of the city, that is also another part of the city that looks the least damaged. 1 or 2 towers are leaning inwards, have been caught by the other large structures, but there is dozens of pillars of smoke. There are still 5 or 6 orbs of smoke that are these courtyard-sized areas where the Onis are taking root. You have a few choices to make. Direction. You have people that you have to kind of lead to a safer area. You've cleared the main road. You can hide people in these areas, but they're not secure. And the Onis, as you've been fighting, you realize are not naturally the only threat here now. There's these beast creatures that have whiskers, that have fur, that look like half-rodent creatures. They are equally using the shadows and the ruins to cover their own jobs and the things that secretly they do. And you've killed probably a few dozen of those at this point, so. You're only KD. You've killed 4 in 6 hours.
That's right.
In a period, you know that these guys have, maybe were expecting your friends to already have returned to you after a 6-hour fighting period. But you get to make a choice. Which path do
How
you want
many
to go?
people am I leading?
I'd say about 6 others, including the central tile that was moved.
How far away is the spires or the other secured spot? I know they're 2 different directions.
The spires would be the furthest away from you, but the temple courts would be maybe only a 2-hour journey, basically through very, very damaged areas. And you know that these streets don't just have burned buildings, they have between 10 to 15 and at worst 40-foot wide fissures that just split the earth open. Some areas are completely inaccessible and you kind of have to find your own paths because of these natural openings in the ground that have made it very difficult to move through the city.
And
The closest is the temple courts, yeah.
did we leave Sophia at the spires, or did she go back to our?
The spires, but she said she was making her way back to the place that you cleared. You secured her. She's not there.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the tower afterwards to get it. I will lead. How many ashen areas are around the spires? You said like 6 or something?
Yeah, there's about 5 in that southern direction.
And much less towards the reinforced areas.
Yeah, you have realistically cleared a lot of the closer to the reinforced area of these spheres, but there's probably only like 1 on that side. Yeah, you've got kind of the middle of the city has been thoroughly cleared of the damages, but it's also very hard to see shapes over the amount of massive pillars of smoke that are still rising from the burnt buildings that are everywhere.
So everything around us is on fire still.
The closest buildings to you, given about a 2-hour period, they're not burning anymore, they're still heavily smoking, but it's that, the fire is not maintained, so it's put out relatively fast, but that smoke just doesn't stop.
And that could be buried.
And that whole, you're just starting to feel like the layers, the soot kind of come back down as well, so you take it.
So there's not as much smoke near the reinforced areas, I assume. I will lead them and anyone else I can find. I'll probably knock on a few buildings every few blocks, just to get everyone out and lead them to the reinforced area.
You knock on a few doors, and surprisingly, no people inside of the buildings. But most of the doors that you end up knocking on, or end up managing to kind of partially open because they're damaged or unlocked, you find small, I'd say gangs, but they are small collectives of tiny, other, I would say, visibly cloaked, furred creatures that immediately try to jump you. As you open some of these doors, they immediately take advantage of your kind of the security that you're being the frontline defense. They don't understand that there's a reason that your frontline defense cut through. Have humanoid meats to cook and eat, but as you've been with all of these people, you're they're probably not at all going to be at all happy with any sort of food.
Once they don't know that.
Exactly. I don't know. And you're hoping that the temples
a butcher shop.
will have some resources. Considering this city has been eating rations.
Don't worry how bad this meat is.
Yeah,
It's fine anyway. So bad color disease. Family cares about me. Alright, so I go. It's not better than Pathfinder. That's well laid up.
That's Katie in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me spirit weapon.
This Chris talking, we did not think that you needed power, but yeah.
When I do two strikes,
It's not back to 55.
I'm going to say we pass forward. You move. You pass. I felt a fire truck coming. I just didn't want to say.
I really even think.
I know, it's just great. We get to the edge of the temple courts where you have managed to move these people somewhat quietly. And then you need to pick a better time. You get the.
You have a standing one?
So it's like furthest away from the thing. We get you as you have made to the temple forest at the borders. You see not pirates, but seaways. Just kind of like tries to talk to you as you've been focused and just are kind of this like warrior vision. Compartmentalizing, she can see that. She tries to talk to you over your own thoughts and your own mind, the battle that's going on internally. I don't know if I should be left with the priests. Are you sure that they're safe for me? I am not. I was not welcome in the city before. Are you sure that I won't be used as food? This is this female centaur.
Oh, okay.
Good point.
That's like,
I can just say one of the abandoned buildings that we killed a bunch of rat people in.
I didn't try and kill him.
so he's a 9-foot tall man, glorifying male.
So,
You walked into a courtroom with him.
I forgot I had her with me.
She's not quite a tall one.
How tall is she? 4 foot? 5 foot?
She's pretty tall. She's, I'd say, only a foot shorter than Loki. So, Loki, what are you?
So she's like 8 foot. How old is she?
She's like 5 to 6 feet.
So she's 15.
Okay, so how tall is a 15-year-old? She's tall.
She's nearly 6 feet tall. Let's say she's tiny. She's
That was wild. She looks like one of my wife's.
I genuinely. Yeah, I honestly thought that it was more like the father with they're like kind of big.
Sure, your wife is like 12,000. Which I respect.
That's the movie. It's just me.
Okay. How far away from the actual guards that would be posted?
60 feet or so away, and they don't seem actively like pressured to move towards you or anything. You're just like big people.
I think once we have a quick chat with them, you will be fine and safe here.
Okay, I will. Yeah, no one here will want to talk to me, so I'll just sit in the corner and wait for you to return.
Yes. Okay, that should be okay.
If you,
Now I'm going to go open the actual cabinets.
you walk over from there, and you see the two that are the closest to you. They're the ones just guarding this one kind of exit. You see, not 60 feet away from you is the kind of edge of a fissure that is opened up on the ground and spirals along the edge of the court.
Is that lava at the bottom, or is it just like a
black crack? And it is not. It's not. Yeah, that's
It's like black crack.
It's more concerning that you're looking at buildings that are half sloped into these fissures, like these fissures kind of just
Property value building.
I think what you're noticing too is that there's a lot of things in this city
diamonds down
that would take probably years to reconstruct. And yeah, I mean, for sure. You see, in those fissures,
diamonds?
in those fissures in the bottom, you see like one corner of the fissure goes down 60 feet, and the other part of it looks like it goes down in the hundreds. And I mean, yeah, you see little bits of like metal shine from underneath, like a silver metal.
Oh, that was
maybe a fleck of gold.
Oh god, the sewage system's gonna be fucking broken.
Yeah, the sewage system will be rough down here for now.
It wasn't already.
Okay. You walk up to the guards. Oh, he's only. I know, so what you doing?
What you doing, mate?
I've escorted these people from across the city.
Yes, we will.
Can you take them in?
Yes, we can hold as many as we can feed, and for now we've still got enough resources in the temple to last us. I mean, these a few more people is not too bad. We've got a week or two, maybe only a week of supplies left for each person, including the guards. I mean, we're doing the best we can. King's not keep, they bundled themselves in, so the king and his supplies are all buried inside his fort, which we can't have access to with the visions and the demon attacks.
Very true. Well, I've taken out, how many have I taken out? Four total?
Okay. Just only, I mean, you've taken out gangs of other creatures.
I've taken out quite a lot of enemies already, so you should be safe in the near future.
There's some comfort in this.
I need to go back out there to continue
We should
annihilating.
have some soldiers accompany you then.
No, you need them here. There is a horse creature.
Oh yeah, we saw her. She was hesitant to enter.
Please be good to her.
Oh yeah, wasn't even going to talk to her. The other guy's like, that's not what he means, you dick. You gotta be respectful. She's a girl and a horse. Yeah, I know that. Really? You see the central girl's just like, she's only being able to talk itself, and it's just been like looking at the guards.
Oh, and she can't talk at all. So,
yeah.
Does she know common? Can she understand?
She can understand parts of common.
Yeah,
just kind of speak it. Yeah. And she can't understand it fluently. She can get send it past it. Yeah, we feed her, not from the trough, we feed her all human food. Be nice, I guess. That's what you...
Right, that's good enough. I'll turn around.
Alright, mister, no need rations or anything?
I don't say anything. I go back to her. You will be fine. Okay?
Thank you. Yes, thank you. If you hear from them, you will.
I'll let them know you are. Yes. I have to go to the spire and the other spire and find Sophia and kill things. So I'll do that and I'll come back. Might take a week. Might take 2 days. But we'll be back.
You know that it's always like a full 19-hour journey across the center of the city, and you've not actually done that. You've not needed to do that journey. You've kind of been sticking to the closer walls of the Oni big stalls. The Oni walls. You head up into the journey, then you take.
I'll start going to
Cool. Yeah, you make it back to the middle point. You go. It takes about with less people. You're moving at the slowest member. You get there in about 4 hours. It's now entering early late in the evening. Early late. So that's horrible.
So late in the evening.
4, 5. Like 5:30. At this point, for you, it's pretty hard to touch, just because there's now a kind of an ember layer of smoke that's just naturally risen, and it's just blocking the sky where the sun shines from. So I want Ray to make a perception check.
I'm good at those. What else? I have to find perception. There it is. 29.
Shit. You are easily able to make it back to the tower. My question is, with the remains of that tower, now that tower luckily is mostly still together. It's missing some chunks, but the roof, the watchtower part is certainly feasible. Do you use elevation to scout the path ahead?
From the tower.
Yeah. The top point of the tower is a pretty good vantage point to look over.
Is anyone in the tower?
As you go in, I mean, that was the place that you found Simra is the one that you found is located in the courts. If you enter, there is a lot of stuff that has been left quickly. A lot of the guards' gear that's kind of been left over. No sign. And you came back in with the white third Yeti. He has not been seen either. since you shot away. But no, the temple, the Son Jesus Tower, does remain broken, but not invaded.
Okay, I'll go to the top and assess the chaos.
You see quite a sight.
I like seeing the sight.
Being my eyes. It's the hard part is you're trying to see good amounts of detail through large areas of pooling smoke. That's the only difficulty you've got. It's like the smoke obscures your height somewhat. But with a 29, which is fucking crazy good, you catch this kind of like burning pillar of fire. It's like just one central streak, and it's in the direction of the air spire. It's not one of the spheres bubbles. It's this weird, like, between a few of the spheres in the distance, it is like this small pillar of fire that kind of bursts up like a fountain and then kind of fades back.
I'll make my way over to the magic spire, where Mr. Fist, Sir Fist might be.
You spend the better part again of the evening now, moving into the later hours, 4, 5, down into 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. You get to an area where that fire visibly, I mean, you weren't nearly, like, you understand that you have about 6 more hours and you'll reach the air spires. But that fire is closer than it was before when you saw it from a distance. And the quiet streets and then the kind of sudden sound of the strong echoing of like almost a fire with heavy propulsion is the sound echoes through the main streets which are now empty. And you, as you end up coming into one side street, you notice that the fire is clearly amassed at a kind of base level, and then you see it is root upwards. You're 400, 500 feet away. You watch that fire rise into the sky and then seemingly shoot in a direction. Heads not towards you, back north, but heads hard west. So towards the coast, towards the pier. Kind of fires. Even though you're heading towards that fire, he fires probably the worst direction away from you. Hundreds of feet going, and then a smaller, distant ember kind of lowers through the smoke back down to the ground level. And as you are walking down this main street, you see visibly making a mad dash. There is a girl with her hair on fire, being chased by probably what is 9 or 10 different small animal little creatures that are they're like 4 or 5 feet tall. I mean, so definitely smaller than you, but she's about that same size. And you see this like small rob chasing this little burning bonfire head, getting kind of approaching you, but at an angle. This is your creative. She doesn't notice you. And you can very easily
elemental idiots.
Have I seen her with her head on fire before?
No, you have not. This is definitely, I was going to say, even originally you wouldn't have known this was her. You're getting closer, you're still not really going to know it's her. It's not until you start to hear, fuck, it's been 12 hours, where have you been?
Do you want to run over to me so I can...
Yeah. She climbs towards you, but then you see her take 2 or 3 steps, hit 2 or 3 large barrels, and just grab onto one of the roof tiles, climb onto a second story roof. I'm just going to stay over here for a second and catch my breath.
Why didn't you do that in the first place?
Because I didn't have and then you hear this like rolling stampede sound. You see her in the corner. I surrender! We're all German.
Just a Hitler top list, like, like off the round table, walking on over walls.
What's the bash?
Like, got her bad upgrade again. Pretty good, your ball.
She learns on fire. It's probably pretty good. They cost almost.
Don't pile if it doesn't work like that.
You gotta find cheese.
Double check if this actually works.
Okay, but what if you were in King's Bay while I was on the siege with the SEFIRAHS king? Did you kill more countless if you were in King's Bay? Well, they got
Okay, I got a better idea.
silly.
She jumps back down off the roof, jumps over the barrels, lands with Ray. Ray, we can go. We can go.
Do we not, you not planning on dealing with these?
No. Then you see from her back 3 large bursts of fire from different angles, like 3, and then you see 2 more, 5 different fiery kind of, I was going to say effects, but basically bursts of continual heat emerging from her back, from her legs, from her glutes, and you watch as they kind of form into 5-ish spectral wings of fire that you've never seen her do before. And she grabs onto your armor and just lifts you into the sky, and you just start to her initial flight speed is 50.
Could you always fly?
No. This has happened because of the stress of the last 12 hours. This is great.
So don't calm down or we might fall out of the sky.
Yep.
Okay, to add to this, I will kill you if you drop us out of the sky.
Okay. I think I have a few minutes.
For someone alive.
And you get not nearly as far as you were hoping, but it's about as much as your flight speed when you had that potion is giving you. So you get like a quarter of the way back to the tower, which is the middle point, and then you'll be basically double that distance to get to the king's stop. You start to fall back down. She's like, hey, we didn't do it again when we land. You notice. Back, you fall over it, you didn't notice it, or it has appeared, you notice. There is a shadow form. Its physical features kind of amorphous, but you're pretty sure there are at least 5 different weird spider-like leg appendages which end in like barbs. You know, you're seeing that basically a spider floating 30 feet off the ground. An amorphous body, upper body that seems to be more humanoid, but like clearly with a lower half that looks like a bunch of spider legs moving around. Those weird, like almost like snake-like appendages that kind of wrap around these spider legs, and then from the upper body, it's shadow. You're visibly seeing a shadow of this feature because it's night. It is an upper body of shifting and expanding and retracting pieces, like there's some sort of like spiraling disc on its body that's separating and joining. There's something so amorphous about it, yet it's holding form off the ground, and the only reason you can see it is because the kind of the dull red of burning something beneath it allows you to kind of see that floating like a true alien horror in the sky. And then you hear, and you see from it, bright blue lightning hit the ground and just kind of carve a beam, like directly under those spider-like limbs. You see blue light hit the ground, carve along the path. You are still 150 feet, 200 feet away from it. You're heading back in the direction of the king's dock. But this thing, you can see it's 90 feet away from the river, which is about 190 feet away from you. And Sophie goes, what the fuck is that? And she can't even see it because it's just too dark. Okay. We can take off again, right?
You couldn't solve your. How many times can you do that?
Maybe 2 more times. You think you're gonna cut with that ability if you can cut 2 more times? If only 2 more times, you'd cut 2 hours out of the 8 hours you've got left.
Well, you need to keep one to get out if you need to. Is that flying thing in the same direction as the stop? You said behind.
But like low enough to the ground where it must have emerged from a bunch of building, because when you flew over, you see it.
How wide is it? Like,
visibly, I mean, unfortunately, the upper body's expanding, so it's like you're guessing like 15 feet on the upper body, but the smallest of that becomes 10. The lower body, from a perspective 100 feet away, this could easily be huge, large to huge. Because it's like such a wide lower half. You think it may be as wide as 20 feet wide, so low end down into it. Low end.
Nowhere near that. Okay. And it's 120 weight?
About 190 total, including vertical.
Okay, do not take off yet. We need to go and check that out. We're gonna weave between the buildings.
So you start to get closer and noticing.
Stealth.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's do it. Roll the stealth.
Yeah, -2.
No, that's dishonorable. Dishonorable.
Yeah. No, it's not. Attacking while stealth is dishonorable.
You didn't make yourself around. It's like you've never played Ghost of Tsushima.
I don't play by the same fucking rules. 12.
Okay, wow.
You don't know my code.
I know you're not following that.
The closer you get, the more you begin to notice that there is weird metal appendages emerging from what appears to be a rather non-metal body. And these metal appendages seem to be the thing that's kind of amorphously moving around its body, and now that you get closer, it's moving through its body. Which visually is very concerning. Like you're watching pieces of like a sharp angled metal kind of slide into the thing and then kind of slide out on the other side of it and kind of even rotate and slide out at the different angles. Yourself, you said 15? 12. Good. So if you roll well, 16.
I feel like you heavy and you die immediately.
As you get closer, there is an area of land where this thing has clearly just carved through, just destroyed a central column, a connective road, obliterated, and maybe 90 feet away from a stream of running water, which you can see is kind of now half shaled with debris. The water's kind of overlapping it and starting to rinse into some areas where it's not supposed to be. You see this thing has basically not moved, stayed floating in space. And now that you are close enough to start getting details, you're noticing this is probably the back of this creature because you can't see any irises. About 100, 120 feet. Was that 120 feet? And you're definitely behind enough buildings that are still ruined buildings. You're not in. You hear this static, like a vibration into your mind. You disappear. What the fuck is that sound? And then you hear, in a voice you recall, although it does sound warm and kind of broken. I order you, do not come any closer, Zandria.
It's, what's the thing, right?
This is Mitsu's voice. Yeah. You're hearing it kind of echoing in your mind. This is my burden to bear. I am stronger than every Oni. None of them have the power to stop me. You need to stay out of my way. If I can see you, you are as good as dead. He's not yelling at you, and you hear Here it's almost like this 2-second build-up before the sound and the physical sensation of the earth vibrating as lightning again hits the ground, courses across the stone surface, not near you, luckily not even aimed at you, and you hear ruin and rubble breaking open as lightning hits the ground. Sophia is now looking a bit shaken. I don't think he knows we're here, and I don't think he's good anymore. Do you think he's good? Do you think that's him? Well, that's not like using his voice. It's really something using his voice, right? Like,
I think he's talking to us.
he's talking to
And if he sees us, he'll die. Maybe not. Maybe we have this one back. We do not have enough information.
Yeah, you're right.
But if Misos is there, then this is either really good or really bad, depending on his goals. Really, we've never been so sure of ourselves.
I thought he ended up just, we all kind of realized he's a piece of shit.
He's the Shadow King.
Yeah.
He manipulates everything. So, really, we have no information. Can I get 10 foot closer?
Yeah, you can.
So that'll be 60 foot down between us.
And vertical to he's about 20 feet off the ground right now. You are at kind of a precipice-like edge where you can see if you went beneath him, he would be closer to 40 feet off the ground. Because it's about a 20-foot drop in front of you. And on that precipice that you stand, you are perfectly 60 feet away. And are you making eye contact with the creature floating in the sky?
I mean, I'm looking at the body.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a career assessment.
Okay.
What is its AC?
It's AC.
Yep.
25. Excellent.
That's one round.
Cool. You suddenly see 5 yellow dots appear on the back, like weirdly, almost like a. It's so hard that it would be impossible for you to see it if there's eyes that appear aren't immediately glowing, and suddenly these like tiny rivets in the form seem to open, small little glowing ocular lens is now pointing backwards in the direction that you are at.
It's better.
You're kind of still, you're able to do one more round of assessment if you want.
Yes, I would like its intelligence.
21.
Okay, I fall back now.
Quite low. Like,
It is quite low.
I think. Okay, small. It's small.
Okay.
I think it's actually, I think it turned around to us.
Yes, I think it's looking at us. So I think a good course of action is to leave this to Mitsu.
I mean, he was taking care of everything on this half, right? I mean, this is his job.
I mean, I do not trust him one bit, but it's either he kills it or he will kill us. I cannot fight.
Really, it's nothing. Honestly, I wish I had learned more of what I could do earlier. It's under pressure when we start to really find what we can do now.
Okay, we'll note that for our training.
Yeah. I think the thing that Monkey had to deal with before, I don't think it would be so much of a problem anymore. You know, when he was like melted into goo.
Oh yes, he was.
Yeah, I think I can.
I don't know. He couldn't be so much worse now than he was last time we saw him, right? I don't think so. Right. He should be.
You fly a good distance and you hit the area. So I feel leads you more towards the coast, towards the pier, only because there seems to be kind of a clear area without fissures, without many destroyed buildings. You are now kind of intersecting the main road where that connects to your tower. You've hit that point, it'll be about 4.5 hours off hitting the keep. You haven't got many more hordes of rats, and you see behind you, the direction you just came, there is a visibly, ironically, there's a fist-shaped object on fire that kind of launches into the sky, kind of like what you saw before, except it ended up turning from like a pillar of fire into like a small beam. This is once again a pillar of fire that is made.
I wonder who that could be. It's a fire fist.
That's fucking right.
That's crazy. He's on red.
And then you definitely see at least three more in succession, kind of forming a wall of like 90-foot tall, like 70-foot tall pillars of fire. Well, you know, and from your distance, they don't look that big. They're like each 20-foot wide spheres of immolating buildings.
At what point is he doing more damage?
Well, exactly. I was going to say, at this point, you're not 100% sure if he's actually even helping the city at this point. It's just like so much chaos and destruction in the sounds behind you. There's not much fire other than the Oni circles and fire fists. You get to the borders of the King's walls, where the fort is, and you get to the side that Sophia has kind of angled you towards, where there is a large kind of V cut out of one of the corner entrances. It is an entrance. It is a ruled corner with no entrance, and built on one of the harder precipices for you to climb onto. But that's when you notice that there is like pirate webbed rope that's kind of going down the wall of rock. Like a kind of
like recently put that?
Yeah, definitely. Or at least, you know. And what it's wrapped onto is like tree stems and stuff. It looks certainly kind of last minute but quick job. But this is a rope web that's leading straight to where that split in the wall is. Eerily, I think Sophia had helped use her fire to kind of lift you into that. Actually, she would.
Okay, I can climb.
Yeah, she trusts you. And we look. When it comes to fighting on the monsters, I think we're gonna be good. You know, I can summon a creature. I can inflict wounds to multiple targets. I think we can just.
You will be staying behind me.
Okay.
It is okay.
Okay, what about if I bring a lion?
I think you need to diversify. It's okay to not bring a lion.
What about
a lion cannot climb up this vertical spider web.
You should bring a bear. You should bring a giant spider.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What about like a rock?
Did you say rocks?
What about like a living rock?
Oh. I think we'll figure it out when we get there.
Okay, yeah.
And just conserve your energy until it is most dire, and then leave.
Okay. You make it to the break in the wall, and you notice there is this kind of, it is just an outer perimeter of square walls surrounding a central, decently thick square tower. I'm guessing it's just probably 100-foot diameter tower. Pretty, like, as you look in, you kind of can't see the edges of it. You can see the iconography of kings and crowns on the walls, and outer brick murals. And you also see something that you saw when you were first imprisoned on a shore that you hadn't been on. You see, what's the word? Iconography scribbled and marked over the top of the symbols of crown. This is, you now very quickly get the idea that something has come through here marking its territory. As you kind of climb through the break in the wall and you look on the inside, you don't see any guards patrolling the inside of the fort's inner perimeter, at least at first glance. That's a graffiti. No, what's the word? It's basically just, you're seeing, obviously, memorial totems to the crown and some of the dead descendants, and they have graffiti all over it. And this graffiti is like black chalk or charcoal that is just rubbed to just cover it, not even to really give it an exact symbol. Although you can kind of tell the scrubbies that they've all got kind of around it, covering the shapes of the crown with round charcoal cover. Just it gives you a very instantly eerie and chilling understanding that they are immediately trying to cover the tracks of the crown in a very simplistic way. You're guessing that these things that are working in maybe aren't the smartest creatures to enter. It's definitely not the only sort of sphere of darkness. And you curve around the building through a full exterior check, and you find only 2 doors on the north and south side. So the break wall that you're closest to, that's kind of like the western wall of the inner fortress. Curve around on either side to find a door in. Both of those doors do look shut, and those doors are 15 feet tall, and so let's just go outside. They're the doors, obviously, yeah, they're the outside doors for the fort. Kind of like,
downstairs?
yeah, kind of like old Vindor, how it had the outer walls which kind of guarded the public from even entering the courtyard of the fort. Then to enter the fort, there are 2 front doors on either side. There's no latch. You do notice there's no latch, but you do notice a stairway that's kind of like wrapped around the side of the building and heads to a kind of lower level. It's not roofed or anything, but it does look like a kind of like a service entry for cooks, something like that.
So that's the only way.
You do see 2 normal-looking large doors to guard
And around the side.
to go inside as well. You see smaller sized doors, but very much the same to enter the fort on the inside. But you also notice a small kind of service entrance down the side.
Yeah.
Front doors, the massive doors, you push on them and you feel them flow inwards, and you see on the inside there is this like cabled chain. So as you push it open, it opens enough for you to see a glimpse inside. What you catch is a central kind of dais platform, 4 long pillars in a kind of row that looks like it leads to a throne room chair. Completely desolate first floor, and as you kind of crack it, but like you're cracking the door and there's still that like lock on the inside, you feel the doors hit a point to push past this. Possible without breaking the chain.
I'll grab my sword and just climb on the door.
Okay.
See if anyone comes. Otherwise, I will just destroy the chain.
Yeah, easily enough. Do you destroy the chain before or after you start to hear footsteps emerging from an unforeseen area?
Like through in that room.
Definitely in that room.
I'll wait. Yeah.
Quiet. It's a quiet, muffling kind of echo.
I mean, either way, I'll wait like a minute.
It's nearing a minute mark where, and you're not like more than once, but you're not like obsessively like smashing on the door. You see 3 cloaked figures, hoods, and as they kind of walk towards you, their bodies are kind of like low to the ground, their shoulders are kind of like hunched over. They're not like hunched back, but you do see small kind of snouts at the front. You see whiskers kind of curl at the side of the face. Some of them look like it's like they've got scar wounds on their face. Like one of them has, you see a snout with like a large slit down the center of the nose. And you see them kind of all stop. The 3 of them stop. They're about 50 feet away from the door. It's a massive interior chamber, like they're probably right in the center of it.
Yeah.
Silence! What is he expecting? You hear like ding, ding, ding. He wasn't. They are no expected. That's kind of how you hear it.
How's cleaning?
So he's like, that's just like a line of eat them.
Hold up.
You see Sophia start to walk around the side towards the service entrance, the side entrance. She's like, I just want to go see if if it's open down there.
See, if you get jumped, you did this on you.
Okay.
I'm not going to be coming down.
She's just like halfway, already out of sight. You just like,
Oh, behind you.
You see one rat walk to the door. Wait, I have to find us on the key. Stage on purpose.
You know what? I'll humor him. Sense motive. Oh shit! Sense motive is 14.
You beat.
Oh, good.
You beat.
That's
14, and I roll a. That's
not fucking convincing.
surprising. Oh my shit. No, that's right. Okay, I was looking at spellcraft, which is right next to it. Yeah, their sense motive is pretty good. It wasn't 13 total. They are actively pretending to be searching around.
I know I'm housekeeping. Open up, please. I have some gold. I need to donate.
No. Present.
Why to
Present.
It's in a box behind me. I can't get it through the door if you would like to open it.
You see from one side the rat like starts to close one of the door, and then the other side starts to kind of close the other, and eventually you hear this like very loud, quiet, more quiet than normal. Just like changing the floor. You see one door kind of like creak open. You see the little rat guy like exit. You have a perfect opportunity to just you take him out.
Actually,
yeah.
Nah, I don't get shit, but yeah, I'll just slice it.
He like walks out. Where is it? Just like barely.
But I won't kill him. I would just make him unconscious.
Okay.
I'll slash his legs.
Just like on the ground, just like almost convulsing in pain. You obviously see this creature he's wearing clothing that's saggy for it, but does resemble Blue Office crown attire. It's just basically like they've sewn destroyed bones of
Oh, there were rats all along. Yes. More were rats.
You see from underneath the floor of the main chamber that you're right in front of now. As you slightly walk in, you see the floor explode, and you see a massive mound of stone.
So Vietnam.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't break in the door.
Why are you obsessed with stone lions?
Oh, well, it looks slightly like a lion.
They're awful fighters.
Yeah, but
We can take them out.
it can break through the stone. Look, it just killed one of them by accident. The stone on the side just squished one.
I was going to leave them for the guards.
Oh, there's one left. He fled back in to the downstairs.
You wouldn't have needed to flee. Oh my god. Who decided to give you magic?
I don't know. I mean, that was probably a bad choice by then.
That was a bad choice by them, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know the pantries are like half full still, right?
You're not raiding the pantry.
Well, they have a lot of cheese.
Because we were bad for a lot of rats.
Yeah.
Oh, your mother didn't kill things.
Or she had a witch.
No, never.
Level 2.
People can see it.
She doesn't like level 5 on the side.
It crystallizes in your children.
So you see the path to the lowest floor, the kind of a large outer, inside still on the further side of the wall, like a depressed stairway.
Damn, it's so sorry.
So
Wait, the one I hit his legs.
And the
Is the king at the bottom? Is he alive?
As you 100% occurred.
Look, I'll let you live if you.
You will let me live.
Well, I can fix it.
Where you are?
Is the king down there? Is he alive?
Yes, kid is alive.
Okay, would you?
Shit. I'm joking. I'm serious.
So he's alive.
He's got Caesar now. Life for long. Wanted to make him suffer.
Okay. How many more are you? I knew.
You are wise enough to know that this probably double that amount. He's just like trying to use the loss of his insecurity to make him seem like, okay, he's not lying.
You're not that good at this.
Not that good at getting killed.
Yeah, I know. You should be better at being tortured.
Such a fool with one arm.
Look, you can't climb. You can't climb out of here. I'm just gonna stab through his hand. You can't climb out of here with one hand. This is okay. You all stay here and deal with your crimes later. Yes, he's a monstrosity that stormed the castle.
You see the rat like tries to grab a rock on the ground, and you see him like reaches with the other hand, and the stone golem just crushes the other.
No, now he's going to bleed out.
Yeah, get your XP, girl.
No, it's okay. I got it here.
Don't heal him.
You're right. I shouldn't heal him.
Just a bandage. Just get a bandage.
Yeah. Starts to take off its own shirt. She's like declothing it.
No, I hope he's resistant to diseases. I'm going to head downstairs.
This thing stinks.
She's the abomination.
As you begin to go down, you hear Sophie like muffled footsteps try to catch up with you behind, but you are halfway down the stairs, and you notice that this is a huge stairway that goes down, probably close to 250 feet down, like a square mine shaft that is just perfectly bricks on all sides. It is uniform, it is straight, it is patterned. And as you go down, you notice you're like feeling the squelches of blood on the steps, on some steps in particular. There's no bodies. It's just like that. Sound followed by recurring sound as it's slowly just taking off your foot. And eventually you get to a point where you can look down, and before you just sort of study the long central chamber, square floor. Now you're noticing there's a few like candelabras. They are toppled over. Only one is left standing out of maybe a dozen. You notice there's some sort of like a series of beds. All of them look like they have been ripped off all of their fabrics, sheets and cotton cloths, all of the fabrics that you can imagine are just scattered on the floor. And you can see interesting looking small black figures that are kind of just like moving around the space, like a dozen or so tiny little cockroaches. You can see you're still about 150 feet up, just looking down at the bottom floor. You think you see, because there's some sort of like a throne seat without a high back, some sort of like a table chair dining room thing for a bunker, which looks to be mostly made of stone. And at the end of that, there looks to be the chair, and clearly wrapped to that chair is a body. You can't see it at this point of its life.
How far am I away?
150.
Hey! You alive down there?
You see all the little black moving things just kind of stop.
I'm talking to you. Look. No, it's
You see this, you see 4 or 5 little black forms start to kind of form themselves in phalanx formation to the stairs, and you start to see them kind of disappear into the shadows as they start to climb the stairs towards you.
Your fortress is horrible. Like, you need more rooms. It's bad design.
As you are kind of like looking down and going to there, you notice that there is like dozens and dozens of pulled apart pieces of armor scattered across the floor. There's probably half a dozen components of various sizes, and not a lot of literally no humans with skin other than one that looks like strapped to the chair at the head. No more fleshy creatures like other than all of these little cloaked guys. You hear from behind you, Sophia starts to go down the stairs. Yeah, the thing he said it was super easy. What? He said taking the king was super easy.
Yes, no, this area is terrible.
These things are like tiny rats.
You need secret doors, you need more doors. You could fit so many levels in this place.
Yeah, look how
but there's nothing.
It's poorly built.
It's all who designed this? Like,
it looks like it was already here. They just refitted it in a shit type of way. Now humans have bad style. Anyway,
I know very little about humans, but yes, it seems like they have very
bad style. Yeah.
bad stuff.
You watch as Sophie's just check this out. Stone Gold.
Don't use more magic.
Oh, okay, I'm not going to. But the thing I use the magic on is here. He's in the wall on your right. You can't see him. He can be in a wall, and we don't even have to see him.
Can you jump down there?
Yeah.
And not smack the king?
Oh. Well, you can just slide down the wall. He doesn't even have to jump.
Do that.
Okay.
You see the king if he's alive.
You see one stone fist emerge and sink.
Oh my god. He doesn't need to do it. He's in the wall.
Yeah, that's what mine does.
No, he's in the wall. Does it move faster and starting? Like 50 foot?
It's base walk speed is slow.
It's shit.
Lumbering giants and get, he doesn't help you kill off the 7 or 8 rat folk that are climbing the stairs. I mean, you pass them.
That's fine. He'll bypass them.
Notice that you can just kick these rats off the 150 foot thing and they just end up dying, on the worst position, height for them to be. They are.
Yeah, as long as they don't just bomb dive the king, who's already probably dead.
That's like Sophia, you hear behind you. I think we can just you want me to use the stone guy and just grab the king and just lift him up now?
I don't trust that to not kill him.
Okay, so just protect him.
Yes.
Okay. Defensive wall. And you see the stone golem is just on the floor. You're still 100 feet up. You see stone golem walk, blood splash. Stone golem walk, blood splash. Walk is actively crushing not humans, but these small little black cloaked creatures that are on the floor still. The half dozen that's left are quickly disseminated by the stone guy. You hear this
oh, you know he's alive. That's good.
You only hear that after the stone golem is slowly been getting cut into the king and killing those rats. But now it becomes audible that he's probably crying or pleading or one of the two.
No, sir, you're alright.
And
they're all chum.
you hear from Sophia beside you, she's like, how much killing will you have to do for us to survive before this city's safe?
It's quite a lot.
There's a battle in every district, even the king isn't safe. I mean, you've cleared the main roads from east to west and from here to the air spires. I can't imagine. She sounds almost like adrift in the thought. Do you think that, but I can't imagine killing a father that raised me, even if I didn't like him. I wonder.
Are you having flashbacks to killing Monkey's father or something? Like,
No,
you okay?
I never went there.
Yes, I know.
I'm just wondering how he was. Is.
I don't know. I haven't seen him in 20 hours.
I mean, I haven't had a father, so I just don't know what it's like to kill one. You know, someone that you hate or care.
Well, when you really care for somebody and they go mental, you put them down and then they stop moving.
That's
But don't do that unless you really
need to.
For you, don't do that.
I was gonna say
I don't trust your judgment.
Yeah,
At all.
I don't either. Really.
You're not being very clear. They're going senile. Sorry about that. Sorry. They don't want to play with you anymore.
As you reach the bottom floor with Sophia, you see, protected by the stone golem, there is a king that is pale white. He's like, the corners of his eyes, his whole face looks sunken. You can see the hair is long and matted, the beard is frayed and cut. You can see gashes across his face where clearly he's been, bled.
Jeez, you have only been on this 20 hours. Then you look awful.
They've tried to bleed me out.
Oh, that's not good.
Bleed me with my blood and use it for something,
Hey, Sophia, can you heal him? Your magic's powerful, right?
I can. Oh my god. I can undertake away whatever disease is hiding him.
That would be useful.
Please. Okay. What's your name again?
The word true word guy doesn't need a call.
Amos Reeves, I will,
Mr. Reeves.
Mr. Reeves.
Wait, actually, what's his HP run?
Oh, the Kings?
Because I can tell that.
Yeah. He has, actually, no, I think it looks like 55.
It's like calm.
On current health. I'm going to say 16.
Okay.
It's fine.
Oh, I'm pretty close. Alright. Oh, he's got 80 HP total.
I don't know that. Actually, no, I do. I can.
80 HP, but let's say he has 16 HP. So he has 16 rich.
L with the Roni.
And you see Sophia touches him gently, and you see that suddenly there's like this peeling of skin off his face, and his body seems to kind of lose a layer of that truly pale, sickened look. Oh no. Looking almost terrified of the girl with hair. It's not on fire anymore, but it's still kind of like glowing red. It's still got that red stray. The whole thing is kind of like red strays that look bright and burning, but they don't feel hot in proximity. Looking at the two of you, a child and a almost red and a fox man, you can see he's not baffled. He is he's untrusting and still in shock.
Do you even know what's happening on the surface? Okay.
You look in his eyes and you see they are like dead cold, like he's lost people in a way that it's like he's lost people enough that maybe it doesn't look like he cares anymore. Maybe it's like that. At a base level, his eyes look solid and cold. You know Sophia will never be able to catch this. You probably can only see it like once or twice ever. Usually in his face there's a coldness because in some way, from your natural 20 insight, in some way this whole thing happened because of it. And he's trying to hide his soul, like inner pain, by just looking dead, facially.
If it makes you feel better, it's not your fault. It's probably... What's his name? Missa. It's probably Missa's fault. The Shadow King? Yes. So you can just blame it on him, and it'll be fine.
You see a glimmer in his eye, like, there's a way out, maybe.
Yeah. When in doubt. Fuck me.
You see Sophia, like whispers to you, like, he sounds kind of vague.
Yes, he's been tortured and diseased, and
We could question down here, but
why do you want to kill the king?
I don't know, I'm just saying.
You gotta get involved in an opportunity like this.
You gotta become a king.
Wait, you kill the king above you. Kingslayer achieved.
Don't just find an armed, diseased king with no guards every day. Come on.
This is not an everyday occurrence. This is purely chance you can
He's gotta have the keys to one of the vault of weapons that's still here. That's gotta be when he's hiding.
The king is fucking out in Batman.
So, yeah, I think he hears that and goes like this.
I think you need to go for rehabilitation, Sophia.
We don't have that.
But, well, I rehabilitate. You mean,
King will... We can take you from the spies. The spies should be safe looking at so protecting it. So...
I don't do that. I think you should take him to the bridge. Why is it fine? It's okay. We take him back.
Yes. It would be ideal. We have to secure a route so we can distribute food in the next few days. Otherwise, everyone will die of starvation. So, that is one thing. Do you have, you know where some guards will be posted in other spots? We know this X location that I forgot what it's called.
the temple, the reinforced.
That's where the reinforcements are. We know that is secure. We know the spire has forces around it, but is theoretically secure. You know other spots which might have guards posted.
We got a bunch of Foja on the ground. We go there.
Well, yeah, deep underground is the photo. You've got
Dig a hole into the tunnel.
they were asked to you.
Yeah, and if anyone knows that they're there, they'll kill everybody.
You keep them back. We definitely have a few of my perdition soldiers locked in the top floor of this tower. If there's
How many? Approximately.
six,
Okay, that works.
they were supposed to be guarding the roof when the rats came in.
Okay, we'll gather everyone, and then we'll make our way to the towers and reassess the situation.
So he's like, I'm also not sure that I've removed all the diseases in his body. There could be more.
That's fine. He will survive the next 48 hours.
I'm going to climb those stairs, he says with
No, the big rock person is going to carry you up
thickness.
because you might fall off.
Yes, I am.
You are a liability. Sophia, you're also a liability. You keep spawning shit.
But it helps.
You need to save your magic. Because otherwise you might not be able to heal people.
I was actually going to fly up to the top, so it's good. It's good. I won't. We'll just walk.
Oh, jeez, Ray, I can just fly up there.
I'm listening to you, Ryan.
Ray.
Oh, Jesus. Just...
Oh, jeez, Ray, it's just 6 hours of sleep to get these spells done. Right, I can reselect them.
You reach the second floor, and then back to the kind of main floor days, and then you realize that there's no stairway to the next floor. There's just this against one wall in the far corner. There's a large, let's say 90-foot tall ladder that just kind of goes up.
Fucking oven room shit is like
Yeah. Oh yes, you can do like that.
It's usually long ladder.
Unnecessarily, it just makes things easier. As you, if you the king tells you that's where the guards should be for a ladder. And if you look from below, there's some sort of like latch door.
So yeah, I'll go out a second. Calm down. But, by order of the king, goddammit.
How else can we all in battle Islamic
You see, you hear the door like open. You see a crossbow just kind of like lower itself down out of the roof and just kind of like hang down.
Yeah, if you want to shoot him, he's right here.
Yes.
Right here. Do you want to be sure?
Seconds before disaster.
30 crossbow bolts.
You see the king as you go beneath it and yell up. You see the king like backs away to the furthest wall. As Ray notices, as some of them begin to descend, some of them are also kind of guarding the entrance because you can see that there's a line of people that are up there. As you start to watch them come down, they're in various stages of kind of like withered hunger, which people kind of starved.
Don't you have a pantry down here that has a lot of food?
We couldn't come down to the bottom floor because of the rats.
But how long has they been there?
See, these are traditional guards. They are easily as strong as you are.
No, but why are you not feeding your guards?
We separated when the rat horde came into the town.
They've only been here for like 20 hours. What?
They probably haven't eaten in 25 hours.
Why?
Because of my watch. That's when it started. He's ignorant. He's just
We can't all carry 87.
So they haven't eaten in 40 hours?
We're 30 hours. And you see his form, or you actually get behind you as you're talking to the king and not facing them. You get. And you see 4 crossbows are lined in your direction.
Why are you not eating?
Oh, there's only one still coming down there, but the 2 are on the way down and 4 are on the ground.
Yeah, I just ignore that they have crossbows pointed at them. Why are you not eating? You need food.
Because trying to stay alive so we could tell someone.
No.
Okay.
Our king is a traitor.
Oh, he is. Is he? Are you?
This king has been like order like.
That's also treason.
That's treason.
Wait, isn't this treason?
Kill his guild, right?
I'm still not familiar with your laws.
Yes, that was a treason for them to accuse me of being the. Wait, yes.
Just
You see the 2 guys come down?
So this is treason. I'm going to act like you're the god so I can have a differentiation.
That's a good point.
So this is treason.
We're looking. Here, read the gods. No, here we have witnessed the king openly allow the rats into the hold.
Is that true, King?
The rats made him crazy. In the jack.
I'm going to say based off your insight, there is confusion as a base layer, self-assurance that in his right mind he did not do it.
Okay, I think we just put our weapons down. Because...
It's fine. You see from the... He's just talking.
There you go.
Two sunken sockets where I should be of a stone elemental's head that slowly rises out of the stone and just kind of only the head is emerged. She's like,
Okay.
she hasn't emerged.
So as I was saying, I don't believe the king did this in his right mind, and if that means because of that, you might have been under magic control or stupid. Either way, the rats look like they blew in from the ceiling. So
You see the last one to just say that Eggplant has the white beard.
you're the most high tech. You have a baseball bat on the end.
You see the last guy to just say it has pure red robes, red military outfit, pauldron vest, all red black pants. You see bald face with withered by war. That king, you see, the last one just said, that king, he made a choice.
Okay, and he can be tried.
That is exactly what he should be.
Okay, so that's any weapons? Right now.
There's no more courts, no more healings.
There are other human settlements, I presume. Unless you're all extinct now, then that would be unfortunate.
That would be very unfortunate. I think
If I was extinct, that'd be sad.
the king says, like, I heard that there was reinforcements coming from Jerusalem port via the sea. And you see the bold soldier, probably the captain, the overseer, one of the upper higher-ups. That is enough, traitor. This is pointless. This king breaks each of the 7 divine laws daily. It is his own private joke. You don't know what those are. That is fine.
No,
That's simply the religious laws that our culture binds itself to as a king.
Alright, but have you thought that you might not know everything? Do you know that Miso is actually the Shadow King?
You see the king says, yes! Here's
No, I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking to the people trying to kill you. Shush.
Okay.
You're as bad as Sophia. Shush. So maybe you do not know everything.
He doesn't shoot miss, so I shot him, and then I put him down in front of me. So so now there's only one gun, man. The Rangers die, but Miso has been in league with the Archmage of Shia Al-Fasad, who is the highest up in Toon Port, Seratuni. We know that Miso has been the dominant controlling power in the city while the king has been a face.
Good, you're a bit more aware.
We have been aware of that. We weren't aware of the king's inability to defend himself against mere simple compulsions. Your hordes of artifacts should have been able to keep you safe, but you were the arrogant fool to think that you could go without them. The king just stays quiet.
Okay, I think you're valid.
I have so much to say. I'm sorry. That's enough.
Yes. The entire city burning down and dying by hordes of enemies is more of an issue than your bloodlust for the king. I don't really care if the king dies or lives. That is not my decision to make. But everyone is dying outside, so I think that's more important.
Yes, we're getting some of that food from the pantry so we can actually eat.
That's what I told you to do, yes.
Yes,
but more importantly, we need to transport all the food to the other refugees.
That should, the food in the pantry should be, don't know what.
We need to transport it to the reinforced temple school. Yes.
Yes. Okay, the illuminated district that survived, that's good. That's good. You said the king said, thank goodness, what is wrong with here?
We have transport here.
There's carts outside. If they're not going down, you saw there's maybe one functional cart.
Okay. We have bags.
There's in the pantry, there's a few sacks and maybe
good.
What about resources if they're weaponry? We have some remaining there.
Whatever you have is okay. We will deal with him as we come across him. We have, Fire Fist?
Yes.
Yes, he is like in between us and them. So we will go past him. And he will either burn us or burn them. I don't know. He's kind of fire crazy right now. But we will have him as an island. Anyway. And so we just need you to transport the food.
make out.
Do you have handcuffs?
Yeah, we have handcuffs.
Okay, possibly.
I would have to go back up to the top floor.
Why would you leave them?
Alright.
But come on, you put them.
Jefferson!
The other three killed themselves already.
So goes to one of their corpses, pulls off the chain. They were starving. They realized they were going to get the best food.
Hey, it's not our fault. He turns his
Yeah, let's sing fucking one of the dice. No, David. So 3 out of the 6 are there.
You two killed them yourselves and you killed him.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm unconscious and fell over about 3.
He's not Okay, pass me those. I go up to the king, I impulse him in because I think that's how these ones work. He is now contained.
This is a painful process. You see that as the king is like mumble talk,
Very normal.
the overseer to every man his choice, to every man his fate.
Was the right to supposed to preach them?
Yes, it was a very brief.
Well, good thing you're here. Okay, go get the food.
And you see
We only have one person.
there's 2 more of us. I mean,
Well, there were 2 more.
there's still 2 more upstairs. Are you kidding me? Calm down.
I already tried that.
What if you circle? No, okay. You get the help of 3 other soldiers.
This is quite an impressive kit. Is a scope, silencer,
I'll have to sleep it down.
and a stock, and a built-in cigar holder.
That's your magazine. It's repeating good, man.
It was very
Oh, no, magic got that.
Yeah, good repeating crossbow. That makes sense.
Cannon.
Yeah, it's a repeating crossbow.
You go for that. So it's got like 6 magical properties. It's got the silence property, it's got the reloading property. Yeah, it's a crossbow.
Technically, it has silence.
It's not like a vertical on the top of the crossbow, like a
No, but
vertical
it's like,
cartridge.
like an actual silencer that does nothing on it.
But it just means when you throw it, it doesn't make a bounce.
No,
Like you throw it, it just like silently falls to the ground.
wait, what's just a ring of silence around it? It's like a one
It's just
It's just a little closer out there the way to.
you use it to hit a goal, nerf down.
I also shove my crossbows inside cushions to silence.
and the stock means it's a +2.
Go to sleep. Yeah. They're pretty solid. Okay, so you begin the packing of supplies into the cart. You prepare the journey back northeast, mostly east, and you
Trying to
notice.
cut my fist boy.
You notice this as you've been packing the cart. You noticing the supplies as they're packing up to their final amount. You're noticing 1 or 2 final kind of like pillars. They're basically on track on the path that you came up here, and on the path you would need to go back down to.
I don't have one of these, do I? It's him that has it.
It's him. I think he also has the stone to the High Queen.
I was gonna waste one of them on a useless message to be like, hey Mitza, are you fucking dealing with that big spider thing?
Sounds like a really useful.
Sounds like he's got issues, but you can't deal with the spider in the air.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
What is Prologue?
He has a 25 AC and a 21 inch, like,
Battle mages?
he's fucking stupid and
Just like that.
Oh yeah. We cut from Ray. The wall in front of you guys. Wow. Dust sifts into the chamber, and only the red ominous glow of the room that you were just in, the cavernous fissure, creates light on the inside. Except on the left side direction, where you notice that there is that faint green glow.
Okay.
Do you head left or right? right where before you sensed life to the right, but now it is intentionally like left your area. At one point you thought you were pretty sure it was aware of your life aura, but now you're pretty sure that it probably isn't, and it's just been scared away by monkeys where they on you.
Which way do you think it's going to? Well, I think you're destined to find this. Sure. Let's head left. I've got no reason to go right. Alright.
I would just keep punching through the walls. I think that's a good plan.
Seymour is looking at the next wall inside the chamber.
How about let's say we point into the wall and go there.
Okay, so everyone starts to head left, and
I'm not moving to avoid me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just go for it.
I expect you to follow, and then I realize you're not. Okay, this way.
Oh, okay.
As Moekan Monkey is the last in the central light of the red part of the chamber, the entryway. You look and you notice that on Oscar, it was probably the only one who saw it. When you saw that vile red cylindrical tube in the cabin where you also fought the owl, right before going under King's Gate, there was a statue of a kind of weird angel with a hand gesturing towards that object, which burst with blood. Flood. This is now gesturing to what looks to be like you notice it's a statue built onto a raised chunk of stone, hand raised, gesturing to usher you towards what is some sort of like pedestal, platform, dais, and the green light that's coming from above, where you can see at that dais, at two top areas of that dais, there are two green gems embedded in the kind of stone rocky roof. Those green gems are these pylons. They have green gems at the very end, have a almost kind of like a half crescent on either side shape, and a large central kind of beam which drills into the stone on either side. There's basically nothing there except Oscar. You and Cicero definitely noticed this. There's a dagger, visibly some sort of probably ritual dagger, small, and a small bowl, and even a small chunk of crystal from the former chamber that's on this like dais, which this statue is gesturing towards. Like a foreboding omen for ritually giving blood, probably in the service of maybe even the head. I'm not sure.
It's a holy dagger.
It's a pointing weapon. It's not a pointing dagger.
You make this guy. I will scan it. Is it a construct? Or letters?
It is a statue.
It'll tell me if it's a construct.
It is a statue.
Okay. Definitely not a construct then.
It's a statue.
But it could be a construct.
And you didn't sense any life signs to your left anyway. So when you're looking at it, you're like, it's a statue. It's It's gesturing to basically an altar. Cool. Okay, so you climb kind of and following to where this hand leads. A base table, stone slab countertop, which now you notice is actually overlooking a kind of a dark, vacuumous chamber. You can barely see inside that chamber. Thanks to that green light, there is some amount of light kind of dimly glowing in. I want. You have good dark vision?
60 I mean, I have a light, so.
And you have your light, sure. Even the way you keep it, if you keep it close to you, it's actually harder to see further away because that's how light works. But you, with a good enough sense in keeping the light far enough away from you, you catch visibly some sort of pyramidal shape emerging from stone, like small stone steps that lead up to three middle fingers, three long fingers, and one thumb visible emerging upstone. Play for 2 more minutes. You guys talk about yourselves. I just want to get the map out real quick so you guys can see this.
So, sir, coming up, or you're waiting down there?
We'll end session now.
So, yeah? Okay. So that's the hand, I guess.
Alright. You want them to attack Magic? Let's see if we're going to drop anything.
Part of me doubts that, but no harm in double checking.
Right on.
You're in a shitty position.
I'm gonna just get out abandoned part. Yeah, where you're back down.
Okay, well, he's 15 feet behind. And you notice as Oscar mentions that there is some sort of, hand-like object visible to you, you look back at Cicero and you see emerging from what looks like a space where these long spider-like appendages probably couldn't fit through. Drider, but worse.
How you doing?
Kind of like a spider with like a bulbous back.
Yes, that's really good.
Spider, sir.
I'm sorry, this is always bulbous back.
Spider-Man.
Monkey has a 2 perception.
That's fair.
Yes, I do have 2%.
They have a single life, because Oscar has a life source.
I have low vision, so I'll be fine.
So you notice it when it's 10 feet away from you.
That makes sense.
Actually, he doesn't, because that's...
I'm too enraptured by this crap.
Yeah, and you're turning towards the group, turning towards the crystal that they're all around. You, as Oscar did, so like Viking, there's the hand. Cicero looks back. You are the first one to see that there is like long armed appendages that are taller than Monkey's upper body. That are it's like a cave spider, but then you notice that from the front of its mouth, a pure, what I would just say is an alien visage of a creature. Sure, it has some resembling qualities to a spider, but it also has a lot of resembling qualities to it. Sorry, ET. I just say ET. It. With weird, small, protruding feelers from different parts of its face. You hear this, like, almost vacuous sucking, horrible sucking sound that also sounds like a snarl. Alien life comes you now. Intelligent. As the girl, Lil Wayne, who's next to you, sorry. Oh, I didn't see that thing coming. No, come on. You're right, no. And that's where we'll end the episode. Unfortunately, these things are actually brain eaters, so that'll probably
You should go in it. You know why? I don't have a brain right now. Well, you do. You just weren't.
Yeah. Dude, you should go back and pick up that living dagger that I